And welcome everyone. We are here for the grand finals for Overwatch Tranquility Community Season 2. Welcome to everybody who's tuning in now. I am Ski Free Yeti, and joining me today we have special guest analyst today in Kingdom. How's it going, Kingdom?
Oh, I'm just happy to be here. This is such a great event, and I'm excited to share the casting with you all.
And then joining me during the games today, we have an additional analyst. We have Thuggington.
Oh, hi, Mark.
Guys, this is a culmination of a hell of a season, and it's all come to this head here now. So there's a lot of excitement brewing, and we're going to be opening up with Dorado. Kingdom, I know you had a chance to speak with both teams prior to the match today. Can you give us some insight as to what they're thinking about?
Oh, well, I'll let you know on the side of Gravity, it's 100% focus on two players in particular. Smugs, our current MVP, and Yojek, who's just such a dominant main tank, especially on his monkey. And that's exactly what Gravity is going to try to shut down. They're going to try to focus Yojek off the Winston and we all saw what Smugs' Pharah can do. So they're going to try to do their best to get him off the Pharah. But on the side of Otaku, they really, they understand Velson or said the two-headed DPS monster. Their number one job is never making sure they're unchecked. They're 100%. Everyone knows who they are at all times. That is the mantra for Otaku going into this one.
Both teams definitely put in a lot of preparation. Thug, I have to hear from you on this one. Who do you think is? I know we talked about this a bit on the podcast, but who are you thinking right now for your pick on this one?
I'm giving this one to Otaku. They haven't lost this one yet, and looking at the regular season, Gravity, this is one of the maps they struggled on in the escorts. Mm-hmm. They did fairly well on most of the other ones, but Dorado and Welch Point, Gibraltar, two dive-heavy maps they struggled on, and with Otaku being a very dive-heavy team, I'm going to give this one to them.
Yeah, I think Otaku is definitely the favorite coming in to this specific map, Dorado. What were their records coming into the season? You said they were undefeated on this map during the regular season, correct?
Yeah, Otaku was 2-0, and Gravity finished up at 1-2.
Okay, so they lost this one a couple times.
Yep.
I definitely think Otaku is going to be the favorite coming in here. And really, I mean, when you look at the overall build of that team, the dive game is just so solid for them. They're the best dive team in the community without question. And meanwhile, you look at Gravity, and obviously they have NPC, All-Star NPC, but he specializes primarily in that Reinhardt. Typically, when they're going over to dive, you see Dimtree taking over on the monkey. So it kind of changes their entire attitude. I mean, they've adjusted well to it throughout the season, but you got to feel like that puts them at a distinct disadvantage on maps like this.
Yeah, I think it's you're hitting the nail on the head there. It does put them at a little bit of a disadvantage, but we'll see what they do. I wouldn't put it behind Orsted and Velzen to come up with something. They know the dive is coming. They know it is. It's telegraphed. It's about as obvious as it's going to get. I wouldn't put it beyond Orsted or Velzen to have a plan to try to mitigate the dive that they know is coming and try to put NPC in a better position to succeed.
Yeah, absolutely. And, obviously when we look at Otaku, we look a lot at Smugs. Smugs is really an incredible player in general, but obviously I think key on their team is going to be Sif. But I think we're about ready to get started. I think both teams are ready, so we're going to be getting this map going here right now. We're just loading into Dorado as we speak here. And obviously I think Sif is going to be a pretty crucial piece. And he is a pretty crucial piece of their dive. He does play that Genji very aptly, and obviously the Sombra is going to be a consistent threat here. So we will see what both teams bring out. We do have Otaku starting off on attack here. So we will see if they can build some early momentum.
Yeah, I see. Again, we talked about before. I see a dive heavy. If we see Smugs come out on the Pharah, we're going to see a Fluffle plus Pocket on it. We talked about it the Iris last night. It's a team that it's a combo that works really well for them.
Absolutely. So looking at the early comps here, some interesting things coming out. Actually, I'm sorry, Otaku is on the defense. That's my mistake. I misspoke earlier. They're coming out on that dive defense. We see Smugs and Smugs going on the Genji, and Sif actually on a Hanzo.
Okay.
That's interesting. I don't feel like we've seen that much this season, so it might be a little wrinkle they're trying to bring in for the finals.
You know, it looks like they're going to probably put the pocket onto Sif and see if they can get some early picks off. Put a lot of pressure onto the cart, with Smugs most likely harassing the back line.
And we actually see here that we do see that Torbjorn and that big purple actually right away from Hybrid.
It looks like they're going to double shield tank there. Just they expect the damage to come in, and they're going to do what they can to
immediately engage. The immortality field does come up, but Dimtree does take down Yojak. It looks like this is actually going to quickly be a quick fight here that's going to end for Otaku. Looks like they did not get enough. They get a res onto Yojak, but I just don't think that's going to be enough. Right now they have a nice crossfire going. They're making NPC have to choose how to protect Orsted, and that's kind of rough, but unfortunately they're just... Ooh, Orsted does get Sif, and that's actually probably going to be sufficient enough for them to maybe push this part all the way to the next point. Belzik gets a big pick onto Yojak as well. That's going to be a significant momentum changer. I don't think they're going to... We see a blade from Smugs.
Yeah, it's got to be something he plans on switching off. I can't see him wasting that at that position.
No.
He's got to be switching off of that Genji right now.
100%. He only was able to take out the Torbjorn turret before he fell. And he does actually stay on the Genji. That's an interesting play right now.
Sif switches over to the Sombra. They got to take out this... They have to take down this Bastion. Orsted is just going to run roughshod all over him.
Absolutely, and I mean, we've seen this bunker from Gravity before, where they run the Torbjorn and the Bastion, and it's just brutal because Velzen is an incredibly talented player who really knows how to play all the little nuances of Torbjorn that exist now since his rework.
Right.
He's a bit of a crucial part. But we see that pirate ship rounding the corner here in front of the chapel. Bubbers does need a hack. He is taken a little bit low. Yojak does dive in. They're engaging with the Valkyrie. And Orsted is dipped very low, but they're not able to take him out thanks to the immortality field. But Smugs does get Bubbers. That's a huge pick that could make a big difference in how this fight goes. The res does come in on the Bubbers from Ike. But Smugs is continuing to run over them. He does have another blade, and he is going to go aggressive and use it immediately, taking out Bubbers again. This is some excellent Genji play from Smugs.
They got separated off the cart. NPC's running with Orsted, trying to protect. It looks like a trio on that side, trying to deal with Smugs the best they can.
And right now, they're horribly separated here, and that put them at a huge disadvantage. A great purple, a great biotic grenade from Hybrid there, and puts a sleep on the Ike as well. Good play from Hybrid so far. We've seen him already shine with some big biotic grenades.
Absolutely. He's kind of their X factor. We talked about it on the Iris last night again. He's going to be the X factor when it comes to support v support too. Hybrid plays a very good Ana, and if he can continue to shine like he has this map and throughout the season, they're going to have a pretty good chance.
Oh, without a doubt, without a doubt. He is a crucial piece for their success today. Taking a look here, again, there's some little poke going on. It looks like we do see the switch off onto Ryan Zarya comp from Gravity, and that definitely makes sense given the circumstances here. And it looks like Otaku's just kind of feeling him out. Velzen goes in deep, and he does not get punished, but they are diving in now. Yojak is going in deep. Ooh, with the EMP, gets 5, and then the blade again from Smugs. Smugs is charging these blades so fast right now.
Yeah, he's going to clean that up real quick. The fight looks to be over at this point.
Wow.
Yeah. Wow was right.
NPC does get a nice little exit pick, but then Smug sends his fire strike back to him and says, see you later.
Smug's doing Smug's things.
Absolutely, that was insane. Right now, Ike does get the res on NPC. We're looking at the ults here, and again, the ult advantage does go to Otaku right now.
Yeah, they're running on a double tank.
And I think what's going to be interesting right now is to see how Orsted can handle this EMP. He does eat a hack from Sif. And that's pretty significant right there. Now Velzen has a blade too. So the nano comes in onto Yojak, who gets Bubbers, so they don't have their... but they're still diving in anyways. Velzen is blading through the Team Otaku right now, and Bubbers is res. So Velzen gets 3 on that blade, and Gravity is now full strength. Yojak is primaling onto the cart, just trying to delay it just for a moment. Ooh, that's an unfortunate late pick there on the Sif. That's going to be a huge disadvantage now if Otaku even wants to try to recontest this.
You know, that nano blade is, not the EMP blade is something we talked about is going to be the combinations we have to watch out for.
Good grab there from Dimtree. I think it was just to secure the cart, but NPC goes in anyways, and they actually managed to get Yojak down as well, who was trying to dive in on the backline at the last moment. That was actually, honestly, at first I was confused, but I think that was a good play. What do you think?
Yeah, I think that was a smart choice. They really need to get this point contested. There looks like to be playing for the EMP blades the whole time.
Oh, nice shatter from nice shatter from NPC, but actually only got one. It looked like he got more initially, but ooh, Orsted gets a big pick on a Sif, and that's probably going to shut down Otaku for just a moment. Bomb comes in to slow down Gravity, and there is a Nano and a Blade coming in, and the EMP. Velzen should be able to clean up here. Ooh, but look at Smugs!
Smugs hitting the best line with a blade of his own.
That was a bold play by Smugs, and it unfortunately just didn't pay off. They're going to be able to res Bubbers immediately. And right now, Gravity looks to be in position to cap this point. They got to win one more fight.
Yeah, there seems to be the combination of Orsted and Velzen on their Genji and Sombra is doing a little bit better job than Sif and Smugs were doing.
We do see a hack come in there. Sif actually popped the EMP, but it doesn't look. It got stunned out of it. It looked like we see a huge purple come in from Hybrid though. He took down 4 with that biotic grenade. And that looks to be sufficient for Otaku just to hold off for now. We'll see what Gravity tries to pull out here. They're coming up to a grab. They just used Valkyrie, so they lost that support ult. They might be trying to build again towards another EMP Nano Blade. That would definitely be enough to finish this off, I would tend to think.
Yeah, it was a really smart place. That purple is massive. We had Ike in the middle of his Valkyrie. With the purple on most of the team, there's not a whole lot he's going to be able to do.
Ooh, Orsted unfortunately gets picked off, trying to get closer to the Otaku backline. Just wasn't able to get really through anything, unfortunately. But if you do look, honestly, in the end, I think the war might be won by Orsted there because he has his EMP. And Velzen is getting awfully close to that nano, or that blade, and Bubbers is right there for that nano too.
Yeah, watch out for the EMP Nano Blade again. That's probably going to be something we're going to see and maybe able to clean up.
There's going to be a lot hinging on Yojak here to get an absolutely huge shatter. He needs to shut them down. The grab comes in, Yojak does shatter out of it. The EMP as well. Velzen doesn't have his blade yet though. But ooh, and Velzen does take out, or Smugs takes out Orsted, but then it looks like Velzen is going to take this into his own hands. NPC does get 2 on the nano at the end though, and it's a clean sweep for Gravity.
Yeah, that was a massive shatter at the end by NPC. He caught both of their supports, and at that point, it was game over.
Yeah, no, I agree with that completely. And what made that whole thing work out so well is, Gravity started off with the early bunker strat, which works so well for them against Harmony and Chaos, against Havoc. This has been their bread. This has been their butter, whatever you want to say. It's been working for them 100% until EMP Blade became a factor, and then all of a sudden it changed into a completely different game. EMP Blade combo is the key to winning fights in this matchup, especially on Dorado right now. And the thing is, Orsted is playing better than Sif on Sombra, but Smugs is playing better than Velzen on Genji. But just because EMP is worth so much more, Orsted is getting them so much quicker. Velzen and Orsted, Gravity and company, taking this fight every time.
Yeah, definitely. Maybe an early surprise here, seeing Gravity get such a strong push here. We'll have to see Otaku get a response. We definitely hyped up their dive here. I expect to see their dive, and it does look like they're going that route here.
Yep, looks like they're going back to the Pharmacy duo with Sif on the Sombra. Now, you watch the last couple matches they've done is they've used Sif as kind of another layer of protection for the Pharmacy. Any divas they try to contest, Sif will hack that diva right down. They'll lose that DM, lose those jets, and allow Smugs a lot more room.
What's interesting to me here is we are seeing Velzen on that Mei. I wasn't expecting that. And honestly, you could tell that they're they're definitely trying to counter Pharah. They knew what to expect here. Orsted, we don't typically see him on an Ashe in this instance. I definitely think it's the right choice. We'll see how and immediately is taken down.
Yeah, that's almost a full reset. No, they got the res off.
Good quick res here from Fluffle. Taking a quick look, it looks like Smugs is applying a lot of damage on that high ground right now. Orsted does take out Sif, but Yojak does answer backs, taking out Bubbers. I don't know if with that healer down, it's going to hurt Gravity badly. Fluffle is having to go back though, because he's taking a lot of damage. Orsted is piling a ton of damage into that team right now. He's almost to his Bob.
Yeah, at this point, Orsted looks to be trying to control the fair as much as possible. It seems to be what the only duty he is on and seeing as much success, and he's winning this battle currently.
They managed to break through the choke, and I think that's a mistake. I think Gravity needed to get more aggressive at that choke, given the comp they have here. We see the Nano Winston come into the backline, but we see Velzen and NPC pushing up on the Mei and the and the Reinhardt at the same time. But it looks like Yojak comes out on the positive end of that. Again, tons of damage being piled in from Smugs here. He has a barrage. We'll see if he decides to use it on NPC. He does not. And again, he's just piling tons of damage. The Bob comes in from Orsted. Bob is going to try to do something, but he's just going to take a nap on the cart instead, it looks like. Velzen is still contesting on the May. What do you think? What are you seeing? And then, you see Velzen an aggressive Blizzard here. He's got to be thinking switch, I would imagine. But
you know, and I thought the same thing with Orsted, but it seems like a desperation move at this point to try to do something about that. Pharah.
Yeah, and I don't think that's going to pan out for them. Again, Otaku is just getting clearing through people. Yojak is absolutely controlling them right now, getting a ton of damage out of their team. He's got a primal sitting in wait. We see Sif almost on that EMP. What do you think Gravity's got to do different here?
Gravity's really got to do a better job of controlling the space. It seems that Smugs is just having control over this entire map without much contest. They switched to a double hit scan at this point, and Smugs still seems to be doing what he wants.
Yeah, Smugs is just kind of still getting away with murder. And as I say that, of course, he's taking out Velzen. It's the right play. It's the only way they're really going to be able to fully neutralize him. I think I wouldn't be shocked to see Smug switch off now that he's forced Gravity into this double hit scan. Yojak again on the EMP, but he's going to take a nap instead.
Really smart grab there.
Bomb comes in and gets nothing, and they're putting everything onto Yojak to take him out of this fight. We see a nano Bob from Orsted, but the EMP is going to shut that down. Sif goes down, though. I think Otaku is going to have to retreat here. Yep, Smugs is trying to get around the corner. Velzen is continuing to apply pressure, though.
You know, I really like that Graviton by Dreamtree there. You have a nanoed Yojak jumping into your back line. You completely mitigate him by dropping up that Graviton. It takes him completely out of the fight.
That was a huge play by Dimtree. I definitely agree. Velzen pops the visor in this instance here. It's going to be really tough, but Yojak is doing an excellent job, though, of taking him out of the fight. He's eating that entire ult from Velzen, and he didn't even die. That was excellent work by Yojak, getting Velzen off of his team, freeing up his Farm Mercy to continue to do that damage.
That was a fantastic play. Yeah, that was one of the greatest plays. After doing that res there, you have Yojak jumping into him, completely allowed that res to get up.
Right now we're seeing Smugs with that barrage here. He does pop it right onto Orsted, but he's taken out immediately by Velzen. It looks like Otaku is slowly dipping low here. Klopsy takes the D-Mech, and right now they're just going to try to stagger him out a little bit with Orsted taking those boosted shots at the fleeing Otaku team. Gravity definitely was ready for that ult. Wouldn't you agree?
100%. And at this point, it was the only ult they had. I'm pretty sure they had it tracked completely. Mm-hmm. It was more of an ult to switch off, because if you look, Smugs is switching over to Zarya.
Yeah, we're actually seeing a full goats coming out here from Otaku. And we've talked about this before. We've seen Otaku go to this full goats, and in the past it has been a struggle, but against the comp they're facing right now, it might be okay. Especially with them not on any sort of real significant goats counter. It's going to come down to whether or not they can keep Velzen under control, because he can continue to control that high ground and just absolutely take control here. Yojak is great work by NPC with a defensive play, taking Yojak's nano completely out of the fight. We see a bob in from Orsted as well, and that visor too. And honestly, right now they're looking really good on the side of Gravity. This defense is going to be really tough to break.
Yeah, that was the second time Hybrid's gotten zero value out of that nano. He used the nano more to save Yojak. Yojak was really low, and it was used more to protect him. And
that was a big late kill, though, from Smugs. Smugs gets Dimtree on the way out of the fight, and we'll see right now if Otaku can quickly pounce on this. Velzen is going to take a nap up top. Not a good time to catch have a little siesta at Dorado here, Velzen. We got to get going, buddy. And he does get a position up behind the team. We see a nano coming in. A nano is coming in on Orsted, who is piling a ton more damage to him, but Smugs takes out NPC. They're just kind of slowly plodding their way through. Hybrid is being pestered down by Velzen, but Klopsy is going back to peel onto Velzen as well. And that should be enough here, it looks like. The sound barrier came in from Level Puffs. Level Puffs is diving in with Smugs. They're taking out Orsted, Bubbers, and Dimtree. The last-ditch res comes in from Ike, and it's just not enough. While Smugs is taken out in the back line, or finally back near the spawn of Gravity. NPC does take him out, but now NPC is overextended. Looks like Otaku's quickly pouncing on that. Good job from Klopsy on that. It was so good that my voice cracked.
No, that was a really good switch to goats. They're gonna win that low ground battle, and with Hybrid able to pump them out of heals into the team to keep them up, they're able to they're kind of working through that.
And now, if we're looking at the alt economy, Otaku's in a dominant situation here. They can close this out right now. The grab comes in. Yojak swinging into that grab. Looks like a shatter came in from NPC. It did slow down Otaku, but the nano and the shatter. Yojak is just mowing them down right now. The bomb comes in, does not catch anything, but it doesn't look like it's going to matter. Otaku is in a dominant position. It looks like they're going to take this down right now with nearly the same late. And a Klopsy does eat that grab though, so that won't let them stall out any further. It looks like they're going to have very similar time banks from both sides. Good job from Yojak slowing them down, coming in, and honestly, great alt economy, great control at the very end. They didn't let those double hit scans get to them, and it was huge. Kingdom, what did you see?
I mean, just to go back on the second point. Otaku decides to run Ana Goats on second point. Second point Dorado. Questionable because both Gravity's DPS are controlling the high ground. The Ash, Soldier, that's, by the way, damage boosted by Mercy. All that, just completely high control. Regardless of that, Otaku wins the fight anyway and captures their second point. Why, you may ask? Because Otaku. And Otaku's tank line is just outplaying Gravity right now. And that's Yojak's playing the game of his career right now. Personally, I think.
I think he knows he needs to right now. I think he knows he needs to step up his game big. We've seen NPC really shine on that Reinhardt, and honestly, Yojak's Reinhardt has been met with a lot of criticism in the past, maybe unwarranted, and it looks like he's trying to reclaim some of that, a little bit of that bravado, if you will, when he's trying to push this thing through. I definitely think so. Guys, it's 1 minute for Otaku, 1:10 for Gravity, so really, this could go either way. Pretty much going to be one fight to decide it. I'll be curious to see if Gravity goes for an aggressive hold or if they're going to hold back, wait for overtime spawns, and see what happens.
You know, it's interesting. You look at Gravity running essentially goats, but Orsted sitting on McCree. They are still concerned about a Pharah.
Mm-hmm. I don't blame them. I think that's a wise choice here. We do see Sif on the Sombra, and I think that also is going to be a good thing that they have that McCree to try to mitigate that Sombra just a little bit. Sif's trying to get in position right now for a hack. He doesn't look like he's able to get anyone. He's just putting some pester into the back of Gravity here. NPC does eat the biotic grenade, but nothing really developing at all off that right now. Just a gentle poke between the two teams. Yojak does dip low there, gets a little overextended. Smugs right now also dipping low, but right now Gravity is just playing a very conservative, trying to charge up a little bit of ult, trying to see what happens. Bubbers actually gets a huge pick on a Sif, though. That's going to be massive, and it might determine who wins this early fight here. Sif's got to get back to the fight really quick. It looks like Otaku is actually just going to peel back very wisely. We'll see if Gravity tries to get aggressive. They aren't really pushing up. Ooh, a big grenade. Dimtree and Orsted both very low, but not able to take advantage of Yojak is down. That should be the end right here. And Gravity's going to push up. Orsted gets that high noon, taking out Fluffle. Not able to pick up anybody, but it doesn't matter. It looks like Gravity is just cleaning it up. We have a team kill. We have a dead Otaku. Gravity did what they needed to do there. They won the one fight.
I don't know if I like that Sombra pick. When you have that small of a time bank, you're not going to be able to get enough value within that composition to take advantage of the Sombra. You're playing for EMP in that situation, and there's just nearly not enough time.
No, I 100% agree. And what's so great about the Orsted on McCree is that choke is just so narrow, and it's perfect to just laying so much damage, so much projectile damage, so much hit scan damage, whatever kind of damage you can muster up. And McCree is doing such a great job with that. He built ult by the time I think Sif was even halfway to his EMP there. So great call on the side of Gravity, but let's see what Otaku's going to do to hold this.
Yeah, I'm curious if they're going to try to change it up at all, or if they're going to stick with that Goats. I wouldn't necessarily blame them if they decided to go that Goats route here. I don't think they're going to run the Sombra, though, and it does not look like they're going to go that route. We actually kind of a mix-up on how they're going to be running their Goats here. If you look at their comp, they're running Smugs on that Zenyatta. Trying to channel a little bit of Jonak, I see, huh? Maybe a little Timoho.
Timoho. Yeah, I don't know about that. Smugs plays, obviously, he plays everything at a really high level. Mm-hmm. But we'll see. We'll see if we haven't seen a lot of Sifs, Zarya. So we'll see what that looks like.
and it looks like Otaku is going to go for the very aggressive hold. This is a bold move. I understand why they feel like they need to do it, and I can't blame them. Maybe they were expecting the pirate ship, and they do see a pirate ship. They're going to try to move up onto that bastion immediately. They're all taken extremely low. Smugs goes down, but Orsted also goes down as well. We get the res, and Yojak is down. Oh, and it looks like slowly but surely, Orsted is just mowing down the Otaku side.
You look at this, Velzen is at almost 90% to his ult.
Velzen did a ton of damage there, basically annihilating Otaku. And Orsted was just there to clean him up. Just way too much damage there for Otaku to be able to handle. If they wanted to go for that, they had to move up closer. They might not even get back to touch. It's going to be very close. They do, though, however. We see Foxy get in close. They're going to have to try to get really aggressive. They did force an early lamp, though, but it just doesn't matter. Otaku's taken, or 3 of them taken down. You see the tank ult coming in from Orsted, taking out 2. Orsted and Velzen, my goodness, taking control, wow. And map 1 goes to Gravity.
Wow, absolutely incredible. They had to expect it. I'm feeling Gravity expect him to run goats again. They had their most success against Gravity with the goats, and they made the right call. The Pharah was the perfect call.
I mean, and Velzen executed it to a T, like you pointed out. He nearly charges ult on the first mini engagement they had. It was insane damage that he was pouring out into that team, and Gravity did a great job handling that early pressure. They didn't let it get to them. And one key thing I think is Otaku did not punish that res. Kingdom, did you see anything there in that little skirmish?
When it comes down to it, it's a GG go next for Otaku. I think Velzen just really unleashed what we haven't seen in a good bit is just how dominant he can be on the DPS. He's been playing, Torb as we've seen in the past, but I feel like that's just, there's so much more he can do other than bunker, and we finally got to see a little bit more on the Pharah, and I think he did it brilliantly. He played it well. Otaku was a little slow to pick up on it and change, but with such little place, such little time to change, it's a GG go next.
Yeah, well, I'm definitely interested to see where we go from here. Otaku's going to get another map pick here, and I'm guessing they're going to be probably wanting to go to another dive map. But we see Otaku take their first. Is that correct me if I'm wrong, Thug? That's their first escort loss of the playoffs, correct?
Second escort loss. They had lost Watchpoint Gibraltar against Alt F4 in the quarterfinals. That was the only one they had, but that's the first time that Otaku's lost Dorado all season long.
Impressive. Kudos to Gravity there, taking map 1. Definitely, we'll see where Otaku decides to go from here, guys. Really quick, we have a lot of people tuning in for the first time. First of all, welcome. We are the Overwatch Tranquility community. I'm Ski Free Yeti, one of the admins, moderators for this community. Thuggington as well is a moderator for the community, just to kind of summarize what we are. We are a plat average team, or a community for plat average teams. We had a 16-week season that is culminating with this single elimination playoffs to this point. So it has been a long time coming. These teams have ground through the whole season, and they are here coming up with this incredible grand finals that you are seeing now. If you are interested in learning more, season 3 is right around the corner, and we're going to be changing things up, swapping out to 2 tiers where we have a higher tier, which will be made primarily of diamonds, high plats, low masters players, as well as a lower tier that will be strictly for plats and golds. If you are interested in more information about season 3, guys, check out below the stream. You can see our Discord link. And you can also do !community in the stream chat, and you can get a link there as well for more information. And also you can check out our YouTube channel, our Twitter, and we have information all around. If you're looking for more info about Tranquility, guys, we are here to answer any questions. Feel free to ping myself, Thug, our Commissioner Cavalier, any of us in the chat. We would love to see you guys around in the off season here and season 3, which is just a couple of months away.
Yeah, really looking forward to seeing what the teams are going to be doing into next season. There's been a lot of growth this season, so going to next season, I can only expect bigger and better things from this Tranquility community.
It's amazing just the pure caliber of talent we've seen consistently growing throughout this season. And like I said, it's all kind of come to a head here with this amazing finals that we're seeing. For those of you who just tuned in for the first time, we had 7 matches to this point. And I'm sorry, 9 matches to this point, and there was something along those lines. I'm having trouble counting right now. But of those matches, we had, I believe, 5 of those matches go to a game 7 or a map 7. So we had
it's been incredible.
Incredible parity throughout the season. Kingdom, so you guys have to agree on that one, right?
Oh,
yeah,
of
it's been
course.
fantastic.
Yeah, definitely.
So we're starting now on maybe a little bit of a surprise. Otaku going with Nepal.
You know, you think it may be a surprise coming into it, but they have not lost a control map all playoffs. They've found some newfound strength. I don't know what they found out, but they're doing pretty fantastic. And Gravity, this is the only loss they've had all playoffs long. So I think they did their scouting. They knew what was coming. Maybe they listened to the Iris.
Wait, who listened to the Iris? You say, isn't that a podcast on Monday nights?
It may be a podcast on Monday nights. Check out the Discord for more info.
All right, both teams coming out here. We're watching a Moira Goats coming out from Otaku, and then from Gravity, we do see a 2-2-2 with a Orsted on that Sombra, Velzen on that Soldier. The Goats comp does take the point initially. Yojak getting aggressive with a charge early on the Dimtree. Doesn't pick up anything. He does take a little bit of a dirt nap. Nothing else really. Fluffle eats a hack in the back from Orsted. Gordy Mac did dip very low there. Right now, both teams. So Dimtree charged up a Shatter insanely fast there. Very quick Shatter, and obviously Otaku was not ready for that. Dimtree with an absolute huge play, but Yojak does get a counter charge. They do get the early take here, but Yojak is up while Dimtree is down. We'll see if they try to get aggressive here, and they have a sound barrier, so they are getting aggressive.
That was massive.
Charges across the map, but doesn't catch anything. Smugs does get rushed, and that might actually be enough to get them off point. But Orsted actually picks up Smugs. They're probably going to trade this right back. Oh, Velzen is getting neutralized by Panda, though. Good job by Panda on that, taking care of Velzen. Wow, EMP committed here. This fight is still going. They're just unwilling to settle here. And it looks like Gravity's going to take this thing right back. Incredible play for both teams, just back and forth, unwilling to relent.
You know, this is going to be a really tough point to retake with the composition that Otaku is running right now. Running a Moira Goats into an Ana is just a death sentence. If we can get rushed, you have a little better positioning maybe on the side, you're going to land a giant anti-nade and really just make Pixel Rocket obsolete.
Oh, but Orsted does get spotted out. They are trying to take him down. They weren't able to do so. And right now, it looks like ults on the side of both teams. You see 4 from Gravity. Smugs does get a grab out, but it doesn't catch anything. And a huge shatter in from Dimtree right now. Dimtree on that Ryan. We talked about his monkey, but not his Reinhardt. His Reinhardt looking pretty spooky right now.
NPC who?
I know, right? Velzen is just putting out a ton of damage right now. He's almost to another visor. Orsted is already at another EMP. Just oppressive levels of DPS. Smugs taken out late by Orsted as well. Gravity is looking really good right now.
You know, to win that team fight with just investing a Shatter at that point was fantastic. They wasted a grab, they shot it, they only caught Mish, and there was a counter Shatter by Dimtree, which really won that fight for them.
Absolutely. If you look at Gravity too, they may have just won that last fight, but look what they have sitting there. 5 ults. Saw some switches come out from Otaku, try to counter them a little bit, but they have a massive uphill mountain here. Velzen is being dove on, and he is ulting, but he's just not being taken down. They're really just kind of trading a little bit of damage there. Doesn't get any significant value from it. Ult comes in from Panda. They're going to need it to be huge, and it's not. Still 3 ults from Gravity. The EMP's got to be coming in any moment here now. We see a grab come in, and there's the EMP. Picks up 4 from Otaku, and that's just going to be the end of it, I think, here. Fluffle picks up Dimtree at the end, but it's just not enough. Gravity.
You know, they really invested a lot of resources into jiving into Velzen. Velzen got nanoed. Velzen got pocketed. He got bubbled. They couldn't do anything to him.
Kingdom, what did you see there?
I mean, Moira Goats is interesting to start it off because it is such a small point. You know, the orbs can really bounce around. But the way Gravity's played is something we've seen from Gravity before during the regular season. Is Gravity's playing keep away throughout the entire time and making sure that Velzen on the Soldier damage boost by Mercy, like always, usually, is getting 100% poke 100% of the time, and that's making everyone panic on the side of Otaku. And you know, switching to dive was probably the best call, but it was a little late since all the ult advantage wasn't side of gravity.
Right now, we do see a Smugs actually on the Widowmaker, and I like that play. I think they're changing it up here, doing something we haven't really seen much of this playoffs. I think it's a wise choice here, especially because they're probably expecting some hit scans from Gravity here. And it looks like they are running Soldier again on the side of Gravity. So we'll see if Smugs can pick up any picks here early. Right now, Gravity does get the early push on the point, and Otaku's really not going to be able to push on. Velzen is up right in Smugs' face and challenging him. Smugs is taken down by Velzen, but oh, they counter back with 2 of their own. And it looks like Otaku is going to be able to push on this point. The sleep goes on a dim tree. Just a little brief nap, nothing big. We do see a grenade come in, hits 3 of Otaku, and they're all taken very low. Pixel Rocket is taken down, but Otaku is able to settle in on the point. Orsted right now is still trying to charge up that ult. We see Dimtree with a Shatter. And Shatter against a Orisa is a very potent opportunity here for Gravity to take back the point off of just 1 ult.
Yeah, he has first fire strike when the map took off. He got almost 25% just on the one because Mish was pocketing him. That was a really smart choice. Looking at the Orisa comp again, walk right through it, drop the Shatter down. GG, go next.
And Otaku being taken advantage of from underneath, but no, Orsted's taken out by Sip. That's massive. Smugs gets the pick onto Gordy Mac, and Gravity is going to have to die here, it looks like. Just slowly being taken down. Orsted is still alive, trying to charge up that ult. And something I did not catch, Dimtree did lose his Shatter off a hog hook. And that was massive enough to apparently get him off of that hog. Or off of that Reinhardt back onto a Roadhog here. Gordy Mac going with that. Ooh, Orsted takes out Smugs. Tyre gets nothing. Yojak is taking out Rush here. Lots of fighting going on here by the Mega Pack for Gravity. Rush is taken down, and they're going to get a res off, and the EMP comes in. Velzen's coming in with the visor as well. This should be enough here to take him out. Panda's trying to put up a resistance here, but nothing really doing, and Otaku's just going to yield the point.
You know, I look at that EMP completely cleared him off that point. When you're sitting behind an Orisa Shear, EMP comes out, drops all of it down. There are a bunch of sitting ducks. It was a really, really smart play.
It's like Fluffle did burn. If Fluffle did burn the sound barrier on that push too, it looked like. Unless was he playing? I think he might not have been playing actually on that Lucio before, so I might be misspoken there. But anyways, Velzen continuing to apply a ton of pressure onto Otaku. Several players low. Otaku's needing to reset a little bit, trying to get a better angle. Dimtree goes for the hook, doesn't catch anything. Otaku is going in from underneath. That's a risky play here with that comp from the amount of damage they can pour in on Gravity, but Dimtree's taken out early. He tried to flank them, and it just got punished for it by Panda.
Yeah, it was a risky choice when you have the ult without a pocket. Roadhog becomes a sitting duck at that point. You're just kind of walking into a hornet's nest.
Rush takes a dive. Gravity is looking to get reset here. They got a point advantage. They're not necessarily feeling a huge sense of urgency at this point. They're going to change nothing here. Try to push in again on that Orisa. Dimtree gets a nice hook on the Panda, but Panda's able to get out of that. Sif with a big tire, but oh, it's Panda! Panda's endangered species no more. Panda just carving them up. Oh, I thought Pandas only ate bamboo.
Apparently.
Apparently they eat a lot of Otaku as well. What do you think, Kingdom? What was the mistake? I think Gravity made some mistakes there. What do you think?
Yeah, personally, I think Gravity got a little too comfortable, and what won them every single fight, even though Velzen was getting on Smugs early on when Smugs was on the Widow, is Otaku's getting picks, and it looks like Otaku's playing more aggressively, communicating a little bit better after that rough round 1. So we're going to continue to see what the plan is going to be now that it's tied 1-1 on the poll, and we're going to see possibly Snoke's coming out, so keep an eye out for that.
Do you think running an Orisa into that comp at the very end was a wise choice?
I think running Orisa in any comp's a good idea. That's just me.
Add some spice there, something I'd only expect from a pepper shaker. So
we see Pixel Rocket again on the Moira. We'll see if it pays off this time. Rush playing the Ana against it. It's going to mitigate a lot of the damage they can do. However, this point is very beneficial for a Moira.
I do like a Moira a lot at this point. A lot of this is going to hinge on whether or not Rush. We see, honestly, Otaku slowed down early. They were Gravity slowed down early. They were indecisive on their comp picking, and Otaku got to point right away. And they have that Mei. They're going to be really hard to displace. A wall separates Orsted off completely. It doesn't matter, though. Takes out Smugs. Orsted showing off a little bit of energy here. It didn't matter that he went down early. Gravity is trying to take control. A huge play there. Big bionic grenade on the Flufflepuffs takes him very low. He's going to have to flee back. Despite Otaku taking the early point, the early percentage, doesn't really matter.
You know, like you said, it's going to be up to Rush and his anti-nade. He landed a big one. He landed one on Flufflepuffs and Yojak.
But a big late pick on the exit there. Dimtree got very aggressive and he got punished for it. Don't know if that was a wise idea. He does have a shatter coming back. If Otaku can get going here quickly, it's going to be hard for Gravity. And Gravity, actually, their wise move here. They're yielding the point. It's a smart move. They're just going to let them go ahead, let them take it, and be ready to immediately recontest here.
Look for a Smugs ult in this fight.
There's that. Oh my gosh, Graviton from Velzen. Mickey Niche does pick up Sif, but it doesn't matter. It looks like Otaku's just taking out several picks for Rocket. With that Coalescence just absolutely taking control of that one. And tons of damage pouring in to Gravity. Gravity not able to do anything, but Gravity did hold on to their ults, and they're going to have 4 this next fight. What does Gravity got to do here?
Gravity's got to commit to a fight here. They're kind of separated here. Smugs threw them off a little bit. They got to commit. They got to find their play. Watch out for a shatter coming in from Dimtree to open this one up.
Do you think the pick of McCree here is a wise choice in this comp?
You know, I look at it as to counteract the Mei. You get the stun off on the Mei. You can get a couple fans off on her. That's one of the only ways to really take care of her.
Smugs may have made a big mistake there, showing his wall early. Maybe trying to bait them in. They were all dipped very low on Gravity's side. High Noon in from Orsted. The wall is up, though. Wall is back down now. Orsted picks up 2. Big High Noon. And it looks like it's going to be enough here. Just picking up the scraps Gravity is. And they do take this fight, but Otaku is looking to just steal out a bit more percentage with Flufflepuffs. They're going to bring it to 88%, it looks like.
That was great patience by Orsted to wait through that. Wait to get the boop up on Yojak before he pops off his ult.
And it paid off in dividends here. Right now, for Gravity here, the key to this next fight is going to be Velzen's Graviton without question. He's about to get it. The rally comes in. Pixel Rocket is asleep behind the team. They're losing that massive healing they get. Are they going to still remain aggressive? No, they're waiting for Pixel Rocket to wake up. The Blizzard comes in from Smugs, but the grab hits from Velzen. The whole team is stuck on the outside of the point. Are they going to really be able to capitalize much on this Blizzard? It does look like they are. They take out 2 healers from Gravity. Shatter missing from Dimtree, not really catching anything. He's nano, so he's doing a ton of damage. Oh, massive pick on the Sif. That actually could be enough here. Dimtree taking a little bit more control. High Noon from behind from Orsted as well. Orsted with 2 really nice kills, 3 nice kills. Orsted going for 4, does not get it. Pixel Rocket takes him out at the very end, but really, I have to give massive credit there for Dimtree. He maintained patience. He got that nano. He took control, and he took out 2 healers.
You know, it's a great job. Velzen did a great job to get out of that, the Mei ult there. Mei ult comes down, he pops his personal, goes outside of the circle, is able to continue to put damage onto Otaku.
Last fight territory for both teams here. Ult comes in from Dimtree, gets nothing. Yojak also ults, doesn't really find anything. The Mei wall separates Gravity. Last fight here, Yojak's taking down Dimtree. That could be what Otaku needs in order to take this point. The sound barrier comes in. Orsted didn't get it though, and he's taken out by Sif. Velzen has another grab here. That could be exactly what they need, but sound barrier comes out from Flufflepuffs. The grab's in. They have to capitalize on this now, but the Blizzard is on the point. I don't know if it's going to matter. Coalescence raining in damage from Pixel Rocket. Otaku is just cleaning up the scraps from Gravity. And Otaku looks to be in position here to take Nepal off of Gravity here and even the series up. Dimtree comes in late on the Wrecking Ball, trying to put in a little bit more contest and not able to do it. We're going to be watching closely here to see what Gravity does. Are they going to be able to get back for a recontest? I don't believe they are. There's that wall to seal it up. And Otaku, oh, actually, late comes in here. Orsted on that Tracer. This would be an amazing return comeback here. Smugs, though, 1, 2, 3 picks on the Mei. That is amazing. And that is enough. Otaku takes point 2, or map 2, evens the series up 1-1.
Smugs did a fantastic job on that May this map. He really controlled the point. He controlled the pace that Gravity wanted to run at. It was Smugs' point, and he had to go right through him.
Kingdom, what are you seeing there on that map?
I'm thinking that Smugs is May is a problem, and my notes to capitalize problem. Smugs using mail to screen the Velzen grab, so Gravity's unable to capitalize as fluently as they would in any other grab. You see every single time Velzen uses grab, it's the mail immediately. It gives them the area of protection. If they go in, they're frozen. But Gravity does seem to be the more patient, more comfortable on the goats look, especially earlier on when they did lose Dimtree, so they backed off, gave them point just to regroup. That's smart. And I'm also reading now that Smugs had 69 kill participation, which is
Nice. Smugs was amazing. Thug, we've been talking about Smugs a lot. Being he's got to have an amazing game in order to handle both Velzen and Orsted. We talked a lot about Sif being a crucial piece to Otaku here, but really, can Smugs do it? Like, can Smugs be the guy to do it on his own? I don't know.
If he plays like this,
who else but the
Gravity.
MVP? Who else but the MVP?
Exactly. Kingdom says it best there. He's the MVP for a reason. He shined big in this fun, and especially on Village. A controlling performance from Smugs on that May. Very, very good job. Again, for those who are tuning in here from outside the community, we are the Overwatch Tranquility community. We are a plat average league or community for plat average teams for players ranging from SR levels of 2,000 all the way up to 3,500 on those teams. And we had a 16-week season culminating with this single elimination playoffs that you are seeing the finals of right now today. And obviously, I think everybody's on the same page here. Again, hell of a season getting to this point. And it looks like both teams, I think they're here to put on a show, guys. What do you think?
For me, absolutely. This is exactly what I was looking for. We have a lot of third map in a control. We have overtime for an escort. This is what we're looking for in Tranquility playoffs. This is what it's about. This is exactly what we wanted to see.
Mm-hmm. It's looking to shape up to be one of those matches that we've seen a lot of this playoffs. It could be a 7-map fiasco, and I don't know if I'm ready to handle that, but I hope you guys are, because it's going to be a fun ride getting there. Otaku Gravity 1-1 at this point, guys. Right now, it looks like we are going to go to Eichenwald. Now, Thug, I know you had been doing some research coming in today. What about Eichenwald for these two teams?
Eichenwald for these two teams, if we're talking regular season, I say Otaku with a bullet.
Mm-hmm.
But they've not been quite as strong on the hybrid in the playoffs. I'm not sure what's going on with it. People are figuring a little bit more about Otaku's about. They've went 0 for 3 so far. However, during the regular season, they did go 3-0 on Eichenwald. So I look for the dive to really take off in the second point there. That's where they can really shine. That's where Yojak can really shine. You're gonna maybe see a lot of fair around that tower.
Mm-hmm.
But don't count out Gravity. I wouldn't be surprised if you see another bunker here.
Kingdom, what are you expecting to see from these two teams on Eichenwald?
I'm expecting to see Smugs trying out the Pharah again on offense, seeing how it really works out for them. On the side of Gravity, I'm expecting to see their legendary bunker shot with the Torb Bastion. And then possibly after that, I'm definitely positive that Otaku is going to turn around the dive on second point. So it is such a good high ground. But then again, going back to Dorado, second point on the high ground part of the map, they decided to go goats. So we're in for anything really here.
All bets seem to be off in the playoffs. What you think you saw is a mirage. This is new. These are two teams that haven't played against each other since week 1, where Gravity ended up taking it over Otaku. But these are two very different teams than we saw then.
Indeed, they are definitely completely different teams. We saw both teams kind of go through an evolution throughout the season. As it's gone, their identities seem to change. Gravity running so much goats early on. Orsted gaining the moniker of the best brig main in the community. Yeah, obviously, being stuck in Brig Jail like he was, it was kind of a shame to see, but we're not seeing him in Brig Jail anymore. It's definitely safe to see that. And then we see Otaku initially kind of leaning very heavily on a Widowmaker player in Freedom, but we don't see that anymore, and yet they're still shining. So,
Yeah, they're a better team now than they were then, that's for sure.
I
Both
would
teams
agree.
are.
I would agree. I think both teams are better now than they were at the beginning of the season, without question.
Could you possibly say they're underrated?
Well, not anymore.
No. Well, everyone's
I don't know.
Well,
We're just trying to force people to drink at this point.
You know, I'm out of drinks right now. I gotta wait till halftime to grab another one.
Exactly. And I'm trying to chug through a gallon of water because my throat is going to be dead by the end of this. So, so here we are on Eichenwald, guys. One of my favorite maps on this game. We're seeing a dive defense come in from Otaku with that, or dive tanks at the very least. We do see the Pharah and the Ashe on the defense. Maybe not what you traditionally see with this this tank duo, but at the same time, I don't hate it. I don't ever hate seeing Yojak on Monkey in general. And what do you think about the comp from Gravity?
You know, I'm looking at it. We're seeing Orsted jump over to a Genji. We didn't see him play it a lot. Usually that's going to be Velzen's, but Velzen's on the fair. I think he's feeling confident after Dorado.
And I can't blame him. I mean, charging an ult in about 5 seconds usually makes one pretty confident. So, right now we'll see Velzen going up over the top here, trying to get some early poke in. Right now it's the Pharah Mercy duel. Seeing who can charge that ult up quicker, I think, is going to be pretty crucial to this first point. And actually, the Pharahs are attacking each other here, trying to take each other out of the sky. Neither really doing anything. Orsted actually made the switch over to the Sombra. I think that's a good switch.
I like that switch. We're going to really take down Panda from really getting much contest onto Velzen at this point.
Panda already taken down to half Orsted, almost halfway to an EMP already. We're looking at that duel to see who charges up this barrage quicker. It looks like Smugs has a small advantage, but Velzen's pumping a ton of damage into Yojak right now. Both Pharahs putting a lot of pressure on their teams, but Sif gets a big pick onto Velzen. They're going to probably be oh, Yojak is actually right onto Mimsy, preventing the res from going off. He dives in anyways, gets the res to go, but Smugs takes him down. Ike as well, and it looks like no healers for Gravity, and this fight goes to Otaku here.
Yeah, it's a really questionable decision to res Velzen at that point. The fight was lost. You could have saved it for a better time when you had a little safer decision. But Orsted seems to have his EMP built.
And that could be enough here. I wonder, they might wait for just a moment here to charge up the rest of that barrage, an EMP barrage. And Smugs has his own barrage. He might get aggressive with it, expecting an EMP here. We see a nano come into Yojak, who is diving in deep, but he does eat a grenade from Ike. Ike with a big play there to get Yojak to have to peel back.
Yeah, absolutely. Really smart decision.
They get no value from that, really. It's got to be disappointing there for Otaku. And Velzen is getting in prime position right now. He has that barrage. EMP is going to come in from Orsted. There it is. Gets score. Velzen with the barrage. Oh, but Yojak takes him out. Yojak did a great job bubbling off that barrage right away. Velzen did take out 2. And we see Smugs coming in as well, but NPC takes him out of the sky. And right now, it looks like Otaku has a slight edge here. And the Bob is on the point here, putting out NPC, and actually Otaku has a dominant edge. Yeah, Yojak was insane. Wouldn't you agree there, Thug?
I think that was a fantastic play by Yojak to mitigate as much damage as Velzen was going to do. He saved that fight for them.
He not only saved the fight, he killed Yojak. He's the reason Yojak, or not, he killed Velzen. That was like he killed him on his shield. It was an insane play from Yojak there. Yojak in the backline now. Sif is taken very low, but Smugs is just putting out so much damage with Velzen in the backline. I'm sorry, with Yojak in the backline, it's like they don't even know where to turn. They're getting pinchered in, and Smugs is just putting out so much damage right now.
That was actually a great sleep by Ike there in the backline to get Yojak down when he was still in the backline. It was a brilliant play.
But unfortunately, they weren't able to really tap it. Yeah, all for nothing, unfortunately, because Smugs is just completely controlling this right now on that Pharah Mercy. Really, Gravity is down to one final push. They have a Shatter, they have a Valkyrie, and they're really going to be needing Orsted to clutch up on that Deadeye come up with a play like he did in map 7 against Harmony and Chaos last week.
Yep, they're sitting out a 5-stack at this point. I see Otaku absolutely taking this fight.
NPC with the shatter comes in, takes out 2. Pixel Rocket eats a pin. That could be, but Panda and Smugs take out 2 from Gravity. So this could be the end here, unfortunately, and Pixel Rocket is back up. Panda is taken down by Bubbers. Gravity might not be able to get a single tick here, which would be a crushing blow to the morale. And taken down. Looks like they just have a couple seconds here. I don't think they're going to even be able to contest. They are not.
This is a map that you look when it came up. Looking at this when it rolled out from announcements in the map pool, I saw this as an Otaku map. This is a beautiful Pharah map with that tower sitting in the middle. Smugs is an incredibly smart Pharah player. He was able to control that space a lot better than Gravity was able to deal with him.
Yeah, the supports were completely kept under control. Kingdom, what were you seeing there?
I mean, early on, it was just a battle for aerial superiority, and Smugs was winning that fight due to the fact that defensive far was having the advantage with, as you said earlier on, the tower in the middle, using that to basically kind of take shots as he can, using it for cover. But, winner of that duel wins the fight, and it seems like Smugs was winning a lot when it came to it. But, Yojak earlier on, as we said, was the anti-air monkey, if you will, as he puts out the bubble and negates as much damage as he can during that EMP barrage. And that was win condition for Gravity. And since then, Gravity had trouble even putting up a fight. So I do agree, this is in favor of Otaku. But I think someone may have missed this out. Yojak won the backline with with Nano Monkey right on Ike. Ike was down to 1 health and gets a hero sleep on Yojak. So that could have spelled disaster earlier on. Gravity ended up losing the fight regardless, but shout out to Ike for hero play.
Yeah, unfortunately not able to really get any significant result. I mean, obviously kept his own life going, but just the team result as a whole there got to be disappointing for Gravity. They have to be disappointed here, no doubt. We do see them coming out with a double bunker here. The Torbjorn and on the opposite high ground of Orsted on that Bastion. They're going to be piling a ton of damage into Smugs here. It's all going to come down to whether or not Smugs can get an angle and whether or not Sif's able to charge up an EMP quickly. Oh, the boop actually clears off the top, and it looks like they're going to dive deep in. Orsted does take out Smugs, so that might be enough to stop them because Yojak did have to drop down. We are watching right now. They didn't get any significant ult charge either. Orsted nearly was tank ult as well. And nobody falls from the side of Gravity, so that's significant. A significant factor here. A couple picks on the way out. Orsted almost to his tank ult.
That's the second boop Smug was able to get out there. NPC luckily didn't have anything happen, but he wasted his shield. He must have got booped as he was placing it down. It put him in a really disadvantageous position. I really like this position of the Torb turret, hidden by that little half wall. It's able to take care of either the Pharah or the Mercy that's pop up high enough in the air.
Not to mention the damage you can pile into the diving tanks. Another boop. Oh, and they took out his shield. Orsted is completely vulnerable. But he takes out Yojak. Oh, and the purple.
Massive purple.
Huge play from Pixel Rocket there. They take out 3, including the Rezzing Mercy. I'm sorry, 2, including the Rezzing Mercy. It's going to come down to whether or not they can try to stabilize with that window. Smugs gets 2 more from Gravity. Panda's cleaning up with Pixel Rocket, and that is over, guys. Otaku takes the map. They take a 2-1 lead into halftime.
I look at that last fight, there was twice where NPC had some really bad placed shields, both off the point, must have been mid boop off, but it really left Orsted really vulnerable to any damage that Otaku wanted to do.
Kingdom, what were you seeing there?
The unspoken hero, Sif on the Sombra, really making his mark felt there after having a rough time on Dorado early on. During that play, and when Pixel Rocket threw that big purple, he had managed to hack the Batiste so they couldn't get the immortality field up, as well as he was doing all kinds of ult charge damage on the NPC, who seemed to be out of position quite a bit, trying to deal with the Sombra himself as Orisa. As an Orisa fan myself, I can tell you those fights don't really go too well for the Orisa, unless you're Pepper Shaker. No, but really though, I do think that Sif was the unsung hero in that, as well as Smugs, knocking them off high ground, making them uncomfortable from the get-go. Good plays by Otaku.
No, I gotta ask you guys again. We are on halftime right now. Kingdom, what kind of adjustments do you expect to see from both teams coming out of halftime right now?
Well, personally, I think Gravity just needs to refocus and come together and figure out what the issue is, how to deal with the flankers is mostly what it is. So much attention is going on to onto Smugs, as well deserved. But the other DPS, Gojek may not be getting enough attention as he was getting pretty focused heavily on Indorado. But recently, especially last map in this, Gojek's been running a complete muck all over the place for Gravity. On the side of Otaku, just keep Velzen from getting high ground. Velzen and Orsted seem to be taking high ground. That soldier boost from the Mercy seems to be doing a number on them. So if Otaku can control the high ground more consistently, I think they'll have a smoother time.
And right now, Thug, what do you think going into halftime here?
Yeah, I'm looking at this. Gravity has to figure out a way to mitigate Smugs' impact, whether that means putting more than 2 people on him. But at that point, are you robbing Peter to pay Paul? It really is going to come down to if Smugs can continue to play Pharah, it's going to be Otaku. For Gravity, they just need to play what they're good at. They need to try to keep Reinhardt in their composition. That's where their strength is. They have their Orisa players and their Monkey players aren't up to snuff. So if they can go a Rhine focus comp, find a way to take care of Smugs, they'll continue to dominate.
Yep. When we are about to take our break here, guys, stay tuned. We have a lot of action coming back for you here in about 10 minutes. We'll be back with more Tranquility Community Grand Finals action.
足を追い求める男のその足音レクイエム砂漠に響く
And welcome back, everyone. We are here, back from overtime, or back from halftime. Otaku is taking the lead right now, 2-1, taking both Nepal and Eichenwald off of Gravity, who took Dorado. Thug, it's been an interesting half so far. Maybe teams taking maps we didn't necessarily expect them to initially.
You know, looking at what I thought coming into it, with the map choices, I was expecting a 3-0 Otaku. So having Gravity take one of the maps that they absolutely had to take, it could swing into their favor. Looking at the map pool that's left, we could see maybe Gravity gain a little bit more momentum.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Oh, and just real quick for everyone, what's remaining here is Numbani, Anubis, Route 66, and our final map, if necessary, is Ilios. Kingdom, do you have any expectation here as to what we're going to be seeing from Gravity coming out of halftime for a map?
I'm feeling like Gravity's going to go to whatever map favors Bunker the most. I think that Gravity's stuck with their Bunker comp in previous games, and they tried doing it on on Dorado early on, and it was working for them until it got to around halfway through the second point, where the high ground became more prevalent, and it's pretty hard to run that comp on attack on a payload. But when they're in a situation defensively, I think that that could really stand strong for them.
We actually do see the selection come in here from the captain of Gravity, X Rush, and they are choosing Route 66.
That kind of plays into exactly what Kingdom was talking about there. Bunker does work on this one, first point hold. It can work through all of them, but you're almost 100% right there, Kingdom. Good call.
Thanks, buddy.
So right now, from Otaku here, I expect to see their dive. It's their bread and butter. It's what works. You can't expect to see anything different here. Am I wrong?
Why change if it's working? At this point,
Exactly.
I expect a dive with the pharmacy.
Now, what about you? I mean, we could see that double bunker with that Torbjorn and Bastion. Maybe, perhaps, Orsted pulling out a hit scan instead, expecting the Pharah? Or do you see them just sticking, you know what? Let's go with that Torbjorn bunker. It's working, or the Torbjorn Bastion bunker. It's working okay. It's worked really well for us getting to this point. I'm not sure exactly what to expect here, if I'm being perfectly honest with you. So,
for me, I could see running a Widow possibly first point, but gosh, at this point, everyone's the fair is the problem. We talked about it right before half. We talked a little bit during halftime. The fair is the problem. Do what you can to stop the Farah, and they'll see a little more success.
So right now, again, we are coming up to teams are just subbing in, making their final substitutions. Looking at Gravity, it looks like we do see NPC sitting out. We see Dimtree also out for Gravity, which is interesting. Who is playing main tank on that team right now? Are we going to see Gordy Mac shining on that main tank, or are we going to see something else? Maybe we do have Mimsy there as well. I know both are capable tank players. What are you expecting to see here now, seeing both Dim and NPC sitting out? Do we see...
I mean, Orsted played Break for a while. She holds a shield. It's basically the same thing. I mean, the shield's a size a little different, but it's the same thing. Orsted just swing, have some fun, whatever. I
see probably Mimsy coming over to doing the main tank, looking most likely as an Orisa. NPC's Orisa on Eichenwald wasn't... He made a few mistakes, and I might have cost him that map a little bit, but
absolutely.
You may see this. Looking at Mish in the lineup as well for Gravity, I'm almost 100% sure they're going heavy bunker. She plays a fantastic Mercy, so expect a little bit more of that.
Right. So both teams finally getting settled in on their rosters here. The map is getting going, and again, we will see Otaku starting off on the defense. With Route 66, again, we've talked about it before. It's a map, especially on points 1 and 2, heavily favors dive. Now, if they break that point 1 bunker, what do you expect to see from Gravity? Do you expect them to ride that bunker all the way through? I can't imagine it's the wise choice here.
I think when you have a pirate ship set up on the attack, you run it until it's broken.
Of course.
And at that point, you got to see what the other team is playing. It's hard to speculate here, but don't be surprised if you see Velzen, Genji, Orsted, Sombra.
And Velzen looks like he's going to come out on that soldier here. Otaku's defense as well. This is you see the dive defense coming in from Otaku. I expected an Orisa here. I'm kind of surprised we didn't get one, just because Orisa is so good on this point. Being able to contest from that, from the high ground there, is just an incredible part of her kit. It makes her really valuable on this point, but obviously with Otaku, I can't blame them for sticking with their bread and butter. One thing I do want to point out, and this is kind of a big... Actually, we'll bring this up in a little bit here. Something about Velzen and Orsted is kind of a fun fact about those guys. But rolling out right now with the Ryan Zarya, with the Sombra and the Soldier on Gravity. Both teams coming out. Gravity needs to get this one. It's a big point here. Going 2-2 would be massive here for Gravity.
You look at Orsted, he's playing over on Cliff there. He has that health pack hacked, and that's where his translocator is. We're going to see if he's probably going to dive Flufflepuff sitting on top of Big Earls. With his
Yojak with your teeth. Sorry for cutting you off there. Yojak got really deep and takes out Mickey Mish. That's an aggressive move from Yojak, and it paid off. He got healed up big from Hybrid, and just really, really good play there from Yojak. Hybrid takes out Orsted. Hybrid showing up right now in a pretty big way, keeping up Orsted or Yojak on these massive dives in where he goes up, and as I say that, of course, there we go. Big advantage now for Gravity. The Sif is stuck near the cart, but he managed to translocate out.
I really like this switch by Mish, going to a Brigitte to challenge the Smugs on Genji and Sif on the Sombra. Really, really smart play.
It is going to put a lot of pressure on Rush, though, to be the premium, be a premium healer here. He's going to be charging up nanos fairly quickly. Yojak is diving in on the Rush, and Rush goes down. Otaku identified that weakness there, and you see Gravity. Actually, Belzen is popping his ult here, trying to pour tons of damage into Yojak. Yojak is dipping very low. Flopsy is de-mech there by Orsted. Right now, they need a defense right now. EMP in from Sif. We see them very low for Gravity. Mimsy is taken down by Yojak, and Gordy Mac falls as well. Otaku is fleeing back to spawn. Great late, Gravity is fleeing back to spawn. A great late EMP there from Sif. Take control and take good contest there, and they managed to hold on to point one for at least a little bit longer.
You know, as my good friend Kingdom once told me, on Monkey, either you feed or you succeed. There's no in between.
Would definitely say that Yojak is succeeding right now. There's no question about that. They have to get him under control. I think Yojak is having a fantastic match tonight. There's no question here. Seeing ult economy, we see Gravity does have an EMP. They almost have another visor too. And it looks like if you're looking at Orsted, he's sizing it up right now.
He has to catch Flufflepuffs in this.
He almost got spotted health there though. There's the EMP, comes in, gets 3, and Fluffle's taken down immediately. Yojak is able to take out Orsted though. Orsted was not able to get out there. Gordy Mac gets his shatter in, and Belzen right now is pouring in tons of damage, but look, teams are just trading ults right now. Nobody's really getting any significant footing here. Gordy Mac is just swinging away on the point, and Mickey Mish too. Lots of damage, lots of healing coming out from Ryan and his squire. We see the shield preventing that bomb from doing anything from Flopsy. Flopsy's getting a nice delay though as Flufflepuffs comes in, and he blows the. Oh, I don't know about that trance here. Is Otaku going to be able to get back? Actually, Klopsy does take out Gordy. That might be enough to take back the point. It was actually a big brain play. I did not expect that.
That was a great play. He knew he had his respawns coming in. The distance is a little bit easier at this point. There's a long run from the attacker's first spawn here.
Good instinct by Fluffles to do that. I did not see that panning out as well as it did there. It's a really good play by Flufflepuffs, and obviously Gravity wasn't ready for it either. Gordy Mac was taking advantage of it at the very end. Ooh, they put the nano onto Yojak. Yojak just tickles briefly. He can't really do anything though.
Yeah, there's been a really questionable ult by Hybrid in this map. Nano has gone all for naught about 4 or 5 times.
EMP catches 5 though. Mimsy, Gordy Mac, Mickey Mish, all dipping super low. Fluffle gets some picks. Smugs is cleaning them up as well. Otaku looks like they're going to take control here. Oh, Orsted with a counter EMP. It'd be a hell of a comeback if they could pull this up. I just don't know. Oh, Belzen though!
There it is!
Belzen and Orsted trying to take this match on their own. Belzen is putting the damage out into Fluffles. They have nothing left, and all that stands on the cart is a lone monkey. Yojak.
Wow.
What an ending.
If this isn't a good indication of what this match has been, it's been Orsted Velsen doing everything they can to try to push Gravity into the W, but Yojak just slamming the door on him.
Kingdom, what did you see?
I saw beautiful Overwatch play from the side of Otaku. I mean, the contest, I thought the bomb was questionable first until I saw the Zenyatta come around the corner and saw that he did have a chance to keep the Diva alive, and I figured this is winnable. This is winnable, and more and more it came out, it was definitely winnable for Otaku. And Otaku just playing so smart, keeping the high ground, keeping away from as much poke as they can from Velzen. And Velzen was having a hard time in the Soldier early on till the end there, but even then, Otaku doing really good. And like I said before, Yojak having the game of his career right now.
Yojak is absolutely having a phenomenal game right now. He has shown up massively when he absolutely needed to. And Otaku is in a prime spot here to go up 3-1 and put themselves 1 map win away from taking this championship. It's impressive Overwatch right now from Otaku. They look so strong. Gravity needs to settle, and they need to answer now. But honestly, when Gravity at the very end there, they were down, I believe, 5-2. It was just Velzen and Orsted left. And what ended up happening? See the EMP come out and the visor come out, and they almost clutched it out. Almost. But that only gets you so far, I guess, in horseshoes and hand grenades. Right now, Otaku is looking really strong. So Otaku
coming out with
go
the
on.
cyber dive here.
I like the cyber dive choice here. That's going to be a great play. We see Torbjorn on the side of Gravity. I like Velzen on Torbjorn in general, as Torbjorn is absolutely ferocious. And we see Sif right now is trying to pester onto Velzen. Doesn't look like he's going to be risking that hack, though, right now. And we do see, it looks like right now the team is playing very slow, very cautiously. Smugs does take out the turret for Velzen, so Velzen's going to have to restart. We'll see if Nimsy moves up that shield to try to get a contest. Actually, Otaku's no longer pushing the cart. Smugs pushing right up into the bunker and doesn't have really any support. We actually see several, but a big grenade, 5 purple on the side of Gravity, but the lamp comes in for Gravity. That might be enough to slow down Otaku. Smugs is taken down after Klopsy gets demech, but Velzen gets Mickey Mish. That's a huge pick. They can continue. Oh, and they've been pushing this cart this whole time. Gravity hasn't had a chance to really respond. Bob is coming in from the high ground. He gets booped down to low. He's got a lot of damage coming. He's shooting through the window. Fluffle is doomed, and it looks like Orsted's going to manage to clutch this out with that Bob.
Yeah, it was a big unluckers. Bob was sitting on high ground, and Yojak inadvertently bumped down onto the low ground.
Smugs and Yojak on the exit, they get 2. They could recontest this immediately, and they'll be in prime position. Mickey Mish might go for a res here on Orsted. Does not have a chance to. Orsted's going to come back on the Tracer. Otaku is in a great position to put this thing 1 map away from the championship. The Blade's coming in from Smugs. Smugs with the Massive Blade takes out Gordon Mack. EMP here from Sif, too. They lock this thing up. Everything is looking to be in the favor of Otaku right now. Oh, Mickey Mish is trying everything she can to try to hold this out. I just don't think she has it. Otaku, map 4 goes to them. They are 1 map win away.
That was a very decisive map win by Otaku. Yeah, that's what they have to do every single map, and this is going to be an easy 4-1 victory for them.
If they continue, there needs to be some momentum coming in here. What do you think, Kingdom? What do you think has to change here?
The number one difference between this match Gravity's playing compared to Havoc and HIC, Harmony Chaos, is that Gravity is not dictating the pace. Otaku is 100% playing their style. Their style has been very passive, very decisive, very hit you when they are ready, when they're 100% in position. And earlier on, the other matches, like I said before, Gravity had a way of just making other teams panic. How are we going to stop this bunker? How are we gonna build ulti when they're all just collected behind this shield? But the way Otaku is playing right now is so decisive, and that's just good synergy.
I look at this, and this is something that we talked about in the Iris too. Is Hybrid on his Ana. His anti-nades have been phenomenal this entire series.
Mm-hmm. I do want to mention really quick. I'm sorry. Go on. Apologies. Go ahead. So right now we have Anubis coming up next year, and I do want to mention as well, for Gravity, they have 2 players on their team. This is their last hurrah. Their SRs are going to be outside of the community next season, almost for certain. Both GM players. We don't expect to see them in the community next season, guys, as active players. Velzen and Orsted, icons of the community. This is their last chance. They need to show up here on Anubis. They need to put Gravity on their backs right now if they're going to be able to come back here. They need 3 straight map wins. Basically, not a reverse sweep, but it basically is a reverse sweep. I mean, Thug, do you think they have it in them?
We're going into Anubis. When we're talking about assault maps, typically that's Gravity's forte. During the regular season, they've done a much better job. They've done a much better job in the playoffs than Otaku. Mm-hmm. I see Gravity banding together on this one, unless we see a brilliant bunker up. Again, we're going bunker again. Kingdom mentioned it right before the last map. They have to play their bunker. They've got to play it in a successful form. But Otaku's figuring it out. Do you switch it up? Do you switch to a goats? Do you switch to something that can allow you to dictate the pace a little better?
Kingdom, what are you expecting to see on this map?
Like Doug just said, the bread and butter, as we said multiple times tonight. Gravity needs to play the bunker. They need to be ready for the EMP Genji Blade. That's clearly the game winner for them if they run that strat. So Gravity's got to play a lot more aggressive and force Otaku to make mistakes. It's the only way they're having a chance here.
And I think today, the way Otaku is playing, I can comfortably say that on this glorious day, we are all weebs.
We are all weebs.
We are all weebs. Join us. One of us. Okay, sorry.
No. Oh man, I have been really impressed with the play of Otaku, and I mean, we talked a lot about the journey to get to this point, especially on the podcast. Otaku taking their lumps mid-season, and it was certainly a huge factor for their team rebuilding after their massive upset loss to Alta 4, and then losing Freedom in the mid-season, but picking up Sif, who has definitely been holding his own comfortably. Gravity also facing their lumps in the mid-season. The journey getting here has been impressive, but Otaku seems to just be rising above right now and potentially putting themselves in a position to win this championship. And by the way, just to point out, guys, we're going to Anubis. Guess what map was the final map for Season 1?
Uh-oh.
It was Anubis. By the way, if you all remember, that was a 4-0 victory for Havoc over Silence, which is the old brand of Gravity.
Things are getting spicy.
Things are getting awful spicy.
And Gravity just may have given themselves a little bit of deja vu here, guys. So yeah, Gravity, perhaps this could be symbolic if they can put this map behind them, get their demons out of their head. It could be exactly what they need to swing this thing back in their direction. So right now, taking a look at Otaku, we see them on a Goats defense. It's actually it's not quite full Goats here. We see a Somber Goats with the Yojak on the Monkey, which again, anytime you put Yojak on a Monkey, I think you're going to be happy.
Now, I understand they're putting Smugs in brig jail at this point?
That is interesting to me. I don't know if maybe they do have Pixel Rocket in. I know Hybrid a lot of times plays the brig.
That's an F in the chat for Smugs. That's a big F in the chat.
I feel like that might be a mistake here from Otaku, but again, I every time I feel like I doubt Otaku, they shine. Cyber Dive coming in from Gravity. We'll see if that works out for them here. They're not seeing a bunker, so I'm expecting them to get aggressive early to try to take control. Sif made a big mistake there, taken down early. We're going to see a dive immediately here from Gravity, taking advantage of the situation. They're going right through, and Dimtree identifies Panda all alone on the high ground, dives up. Smugs gets overextended and punished for it. You see Dimtree dive in deep onto Pixel Rocket. This is just textbook dive play coming in from Gravity. They are taking control one target at a time. Nobody's really able to do anything. Yojak is going to be the next one here. Yojak does take out Rush, but it doesn't look like it's going to make much of a difference in the end here. Sif is the last target on this point, and he is taken down.
You know what? That was a massive misplay by Sif, getting caught out right away before the choke. You got to be a lot more patient than that. You have to play a game where you have to engage with your Sombra as they dive.
100%. There was a serious misplay there on Sif's part, and Smugs also got taken out too really late. We're seeing no changes from Otaku. I'm a little surprised to see that. For Gravity, they have a Nano, they have a Blade, and they almost have an EMP. I expect them to charge up that EMP here, and I expect a Nano Blade with that EMP. And honestly, I don't know if Otaku has any way to stop this. They're not even close to Transcendence yet. They are going to get an EMP of their own, though. If Sif gets aggressive with this EMP, it at the very least might delay Otaku, or might delay Gravity slightly. We see Orsted getting into position right now for the EMP. He's in the middle of 5 of them, 6 of them. Big EMP, huge play. Big dive comes in from Gravity, takes out 3. Plus all alone behind the point. We've already got a tick. We're building up to 2.
Massive play by Dimtree to zone out Yojak.
Sif does get an EMP of his own here, but he's just gonna fall right away. Yojak goes down as well. They're streaming in one by one, but not quick enough. Gravity, a statement play.
That was absolutely fantastic by Dimtree.
Dimtree came up huge there, and Gravity needed that so bad with nearly 6 minutes on the time bank. Kingdom, tell us about what you saw there.
I mean, from the get-go, things were going to be rough. As soon as Sif came out, as soon as Gravity came out of spawn, Sif was trying to go for the hack. Ended up getting hacked himself on Sombra, and lost Smugs trying to make an offensive play, trying to even the odds, and fell as well. And until then, after that, it was all downhill for Otaku. Gravity, one little domino caused that whole round to go haywire for Otaku, and Gravity's taking advantage right now. Like you said before, this is the map that ended their season. And right now, they're looking very much alive.
You really have to question the decision to put Smugs on the Brigida. He's a playmaker. I'm not sure if that's the right position he needs to make play. He's been playing out of his mind the entire match. I think that was a misstep.
I have to agree. We'll see how Otaku responds. Obviously, their dive is ferocious. We know this. We see them looking like they're going to come out on that same cyber dive for Gravity. They're returning the favor. They're on dive as well. Maybe something unexpected. They're trying to throw something they don't see coming from. It's actually completely identical mirror comps here. Rush playing on that Mercy is the one wrinkle that they have compared to Fluffle on the Lucio. Do you feel like that's a significant enough difference?
No, I look at it and I look at the side of Gravity. They do not have a defensive ult. A Smug's Blade is going to run roughshot on that entire comp.
I agree. Smugs is the cog here to get this one going. Pixel Rocket does eat a hack. He is taken down. He got isolated early there by Orsted, and no peel back on the Pixel Rocket, unfortunately, and it absolutely punished Otaku there. So right now we're seeing a little bit of poke coming in from both teams. Thug, what are you seeing here? Oh, Sif actually too.
I'm really surprised seeing NPC doing work on his diva play. You don't see him a lot on TV similar to Reinhardt, but he's doing a fantastic job on his diva.
Yojak does dive in. He does get taken down. He's very low. He hasn't died yet. Smug is also dipping low as well, but Dimtree ends up getting isolated out by Sif, and we see kills trading in from both sides. But a big purple coming in from Ike does a lot of damage, but it doesn't look like it's going to be enough to stop Otaku right now. Their dive is ferocious, and they haven't taken any progression on the point yet. And Rush right now is basically all alone, and it's not. When you're Mercy, that's just a scary sight, folks. Pixel Rocket comes up massive that entire fight, picking up a huge sleep and a kill. Just really good play there. What do you think, Thug?
You know, I'm looking at the same thing. Pixel Rocket's doing a good job. Usually hybrid plays that Ana player, but Pixel Rocket's showing he's no a small-time Ana player either.
Definitely not. Right now, the teams are just trading some poke on point 2. Otaku has put themselves in a position here. They're probably not going to have the same amount of time bank, but they certainly have an opportunity to. They're going to have an EMP Nano Blade here. They can take it as both teams have an EMP Nano Blade. You see a Nano Blade coming in from Velzen. You see a Sound Barrier from Fluffle, and the EMP hits in from Orsted, and right now Gravity looks like they're in position to take fight 1 here on point 2.
That was a fantastic job to wait on that.
Look at the stagger. Good stagger there on the Panda as well. Stalled them out for an extra few seconds.
Orsted did a really good job of being patient with his EMP. He knew Flufflepuffs had the sound barrier. He waited till after Flufflepuffs popped it in order to pop his EMP. A really, really smart play by a really smart player.
Yep, absolutely. And right now we see the tides have turned in the alt economy, though. Otaku has their win con up and ready to go, and there are no defensive ults. We see a bomb come in from NPC. It could be the one thing that might be able to isolate this out. We see the blade comes in. No nano or no EMP yet, though. That's huge. And the bomb catches Fluffle. There was definitely a miscommunication there from Otaku.
Orsted did a really good job of hacking out Smugs as he was popping his blade. He got the blade off, but he had no mobility.
It's unfortunate. Sif just was not in position to capitalize.
You have to imagine that was a call off after he got hacked, because it seemed like it was right there, but with no mobility on a Genji, his blade can only do so much. Only a weave running with a stick at that point.
continuing to watch this match develop here. Again, Sif does have that EMP, but we see the EMP blade on for Gravity. And right now their ults are perfectly synergized. The Reaper for Smugs now instead, and a bomb comes in. Bomb. Oh, EMP bomb. Big play actually from Sif, taking out 4 on that EMP, and Panda picks up 2 with the bomb. EMP comes out of his own from Orsted, and Belzen comes in with the blade. Belzen, fortunately, is not able to get anything developing from that blade. They're going to give up a couple ticks here.
That's a really questionable decision for those ults right there.
They just did not have any way to fully capitalize on it, but it looks like Gravity is in a position to get a good stall here. They have the Valkyrie Mercy and continuing to try to isolate out. Dimtree does take Panda off the point, but unfortunately, they trying to pick up a healer for sure, and they just could not stop that. Otaku puts up a respectable time of their own.
You know, for as synced up as Gravity is at times, that was a big misplay. Orsted pops his EMP with no possibility to follow up on it. We get Velzen staggered out. He pops his blade to try to take down Yojak. They just weren't meshed. I think they could have waited a little bit, got their team together, and they made a push together. Time bank wise, it's looking like Gravity has they're in a pretty good position to still take this map. They just got to calm down, take a breath, and really work on their ult economy.
Ready for battle.
All right, so right now we're seeing both teams preparing here for overtime play. The Kingdom, what did you see that round?
Attackers incoming.
Kingdom may have lost himself.
Oh.
Now he's muted. He may not realize he is.
Oh, he's muted. Oh, no. You hate to see it, folks.
Well, you look at it seems that Otaku's is running the same thing they ran last round. It worked for him. It took a little bit to break through, but the mirror comp from Gravity's coming out. They maybe didn't get the Mercy value that they were looking for, so they switched that defensive ult like we talked about before.
4, 3, 2, 1. Attackers incoming.
All right, so right now, both teams settling in here. We see a Cyber Dive coming out from Otaku and Gravity. Again, with slight different, actually no differences this time. Let's see Rush moved over to that Lucio. So both teams mirroring each other here, and I think in a mirror comp, I generally like Otaku on a Cyber Dive, but Gravity is in a prime position right now.
That's a very large purple by Ike there.
Yep, absolutely, and it was critical in taking out Otaku. Otaku's got several players low. We see Panda is taken out of his mech, Yojak taken down as well. Smugs does demech NPC on the way out, but it's just a clean sweep, it looks like otherwise, for Otaku. Or for Gravity, pardon me.
Orsted doing work on that when he runs a 4K through it. He's at 75 for 80% to his ult. He's going to be running ults really quickly. Sif's only halfway there.
Right now,
NPC being out of mech, though, is really going to hurt. Oh, never mind.
as you say that, he gets his mech back, of course. Smugs is close to his blade. He's going to get charged up this fight, almost certainly. And we do see Dimtree's in a rough spot. He's right in the middle of them. He's forced to ult. And we see an EMP come in, and it only catches, or actually catches 5, pardon me, from Otaku. And we see a blade from Smugs. Smugs trying to turn this fight around. They do get 3, but Velzen is trying to take this one back. He is hacked. And Smugs takes out Orsted as well. Smugs just popped off there in a huge way. And it looks like Otaku is in position here to take this point. NPC is hacked and eliminated. Thug, what do you think?
I feel like they baited him right into that little room. When you have a Genji Blade sitting in that small room, that's Genji Blade heaven right there. I feel like they almost expected them to follow through as opposed to rotating to point. I think that was calculated by Otaku and it pulled off.
So right now we're coming up here with 4 ults from Otaku, and we see 2 ults from Gravity. Otaku's in a prime position right now. They could take this thing down on this point here in an instant. It comes down to whether or not Sif, he does go in, he does take some shots, but he doesn't clean anything up. We do see a Nano Blade from Otaku, I'm sorry, from Gravity. The Nano goes in on the Velzen, who's popping his blade. He dives right into Otaku, he picks up Fluffle, he dives in, grabs the Ana as well, and that's going to be enough to stop Otaku in their tracks and eat some more of that time.
You know, I see this as being something that Otaku didn't see the value in popping any ultimates at that point. Watch out for the same ult combination that won the first round for him. the EMP bomb's going to come through.
Yep, I expect an EMP bomb here, 100%. Yojak with the follow-up here with that Primal Rage to clear off the point. Smug's the only one without an ult, and he can charge that thing up really fast on the dive here. Velzen trying to get aggressive onto Yojak, who's overextended. They saw the bomb coming, and they did not stay on the point, and it definitely punished Yojak there, who got way too aggressive. We see an EMP come in, but NPC had already popped the bomb, so they could not capitalize on it. NPC with a big play there to basically completely mitigate that and render that EMP useless.
Yeah, that was a big play by NPC to pop it early. Really mitigate any follow-up that they could do on that EMP.
60 seconds remaining.
So right now we see 3 ults from Otaku here. They're gonna have one real good shot in order to take this. Smugs is very close to that Death Blossom. I would not be surprised here to see an EMP put onto Smugs and try to win the fight off of that. That sound barrier could be a critical piece here, but honestly, the whole thing might mean nothing if Orsted hits a clutch EMP. See a charge coming into Yojak. Yojak again overextended and punished. Smugs comes in with that EMP. Or Smugs comes in off that EMP, gets 4 for Gravity. Despite Yojak diving in perhaps too deep, it doesn't matter. They get the team kill there. They're in position here to take this. Can Otaku stop it and try to get it to OT? They can. Velzen coming in. I'm sorry, can Gravity stop it? Velzen coming in with that blade. Get Pixel Rocket. They actually might be able to stop this out completely after getting him. If they can get the additional heat, if they can get Fluffle off the point as well, that's going to be massive. They do. They take out 3, actually 4 now. Yep, now 4 still. Yojak trying to stall it out, cannot, and Sif is too far off point to be able to do anything. Velzen, everyone.
Velzen doing work. It was a good map. It was a good map. Flufflepuffs used his ultimate too early and did not get any value out of it. It was too early into the fight. He knew the blade was coming. He popped it there. They're going to contest with blade. Velzen's too smart of a player to not do it.
So right now we're seeing Gravity is in position right now to take this map off of Otaku. They need it very badly. Obviously, they are down 3-1 in this. Otaku, they are in a position where they could close this out, but Gravity, look at that time bank, almost 6 minutes.
Yeah, this is going to be, I fully expect it, just like I thought. Velzen on the Genji, Ike on the Ana, and Orsted on the Sombra. They are absolutely in sync right now, all getting ultimates almost at the exact same time. This is the combination they're going to run all the way through the end of the Anubis.
Now, we are coming up to the end here, guys. Just to reiterate, we are the Overwatch Tranquility community. We are a league or a community that had a 16-week season building up to the single elimination playoffs. You are seeing the grand finals here between our number 2 seed Otaku and our number 4 seed Gravity. It's been a long season to get to this point, a culmination of an immense amount of work for these teams. These teams are an average SR 2650 with players ranging from SR levels of 2,000 to 3,500. So a wide range of teams. If you are interested in more information, type !Tranquility. Here we go. Right now, we see Smugs on that Bastion. They're running that bunker. Probably a wise choice, trying to draw this time bank out as much as possible. And NPC gets punished very early, maybe way too aggressive for him. And honestly, he needs to just step out and die. If he's smart, that's what he's going to do, but it looks like they're just going to ignore him and instead put some damage. Oh, Sif does get Velzen as well. So honestly, it looking like a dead play here for Gravity. They didn't really get any significant ult charge off this one either, and Smugs is already halfway to his tank ult.
You know, look at the spy check by Otaku. They know Orsted's around. They know Orsted's there. The entire team is spy checked.
Absolutely, they're really looking for Orsted, trying to basically mitigate him from being able to do any sort of ult charging off this right now. Again, they have all the time in the world though. They could just play this slow. But Sif has that Torbjorn turret up that takes Orsted out. Gravity is trying to dive in, trying to get them displaced. They just cannot. Smugs is dealing so much damage, and look at they're just not able to get that lamp down. We saw almost all of Otaku dipping down to the lamp percentage. Nobody's playing lamp. Ooh, Orsted gets Sif though. Oh, but the res is there.
You know, they need to really focus on taking up that Baptiste. Baptiste is the cog in this wheel. If that I feel is not there, this dive is much more successful.
We'll see if Orsted decides to go for a hack onto him. Oh, we see a tank ult coming in, and that's a mistake. Smugs takes out himself. But Sif is popping off right now. Gets two, taking out Belzin and NPC. Molten Core comes in from Sif as well. A desperately needed play there, and it looks like Otaku is going to be able to clean up. But my God, did they get by this one just by the hair on their chin.
Smugs is switching off of the Bastion at this point, going to a Soldier. This bunker is going to be a lot more susceptible.
Interesting to see that. I have to wonder if maybe, I have to think maybe it was a panic choice, thinking they might need to get the recontest back sooner. That might have been the play here. Obviously, Soldier's a really good hero in general, but they're way more vulnerable to a dive now. And Belzin just left himself completely exposed. But he did charge up to an Nano. If we look here right now, we see EMP Nano Blade. That could be enough right there, guys.
You know, it's going to be, they're going to have to initiate the dive before that, or that Torb turret's going to hack hack Orsted right out of anything he wants to do and really expose him.
Oh, but there's the EMP. Comes in with the blade. This is going to be a critical kill. They need this one right now. Belzin gets 2. Belzin gets 3. Orsted gets Yojak, and this looks like it's going to be just enough for Gravity to be able to pull this point. But there is a bomb. Panda comes in with a bomb to draw it out just a little bit longer. I don't know if that was the play. They could have benefited a lot more with higher value for point 2. They're going to dive up onto the high ground and take Pixel Rocket out. We see the window coming from Pixel Rocket too, but he does get Ike. And that's actually a big play. They don't have, or they only have one healer on the point. If they choose to get aggressive, they could punish them. And it doesn't look like they're going to, though. And right now, Gravity's in a premium position. Gravity's in a premium position. We're seeing Yojak through his ult there. They are going to recontest.
You have to imagine it's going to be a switch off of. It's got to be a switch. Yojak's got to be switching to Ryan at this point.
You have to, but they just gave them a ton of free ult charge.
I'm not sure about that decision.
I'm not sure about that either. We see 2 ults coming in from Gravity. They could sweep in and take this right now with the sound barrier. We see a Diva Bomb from NPC. If NPC comes up big, it could be map 5 over. Hack on NPC, though. They're going to keep him hacked. He won't be able to bomb yet. Sif is dipping low. You see a big play here. Otaku is dipping low in general. Big bomb onto the point. D-Mex Panda. That could be enough to swing this thing. Smugs is on that Reaper. They need to isolate him if they're going to have a chance. Belzin takes out Panda, and the blade comes in from Belzin, who takes out Pixel Rocket. EMP comes in from Orsted. Belzin is taking him out. He takes out 3. Orsted takes out Sif. Guys, I think we have map 6 coming around the pipe here.
That was an absolutely massive play. Dimtree was purple. He was down to about 50 HP, pops his ult, refreshes everything. That was a fantastic play. He was able to zone off most of the team. He was able to zone off Panda into the back room. Great ult cycling on that last point. Really don't blow everything there. They knew they could control the pace of the fight if they really wanted to.
Really great play overall from Gravity. They did exactly what they needed to do at the end. They knew exactly how much time, and they executed it to perfection. And really, Belzin and a Nano Blade. I don't know what else you need in life at all, let alone in Overwatch. So it was just an absolutely controlling play here. I believe Kingdom is still AFK right now. Gravity pulls this thing back to 3-2. We have 2 maps left in this series, and they're going to have to play Numbani next. So
now Numbani's going to be an interesting one. This is the only map that Gravity has won, only hybrid map that Gravity's won all playoffs. So it's going to be interesting to see. This could be a good possibility. Gravity takes this one. We go to a map 7 like we're all wanting.
And right now we are at, again, we're going to Numbani here. It's Gravity they're in a premium spot in general. On Numbani. I love their double bunker here. It's such a great comp for this map. And you got to think maybe Otaku is starting to feel a little bit of doubt. Could that be something we're seeing creeping up into them here?
You know, I don't see it. I see where you're going with it, but I feel like their comms right now are focusing on just slowing their pace down. Their confidence may have been a little high, may have been something that they thought they could continue to steamroll, continue to assert their dominance. But if you look at this, what's a hero they didn't play?
That's true.
They didn't play a Pharaoh.
Yeah, that is an absolutely big brain point right there. I don't think there's any question about it. And again, I feel like the early mistake there, I think, on Anubis was seeing Smugs on the Brigida. I feel like that just kind of wastes a lot of value there, if I'm being perfectly honest with you. So let me. Kingdom is here now. Kingdom, what about you here? What do you think about the? What do you think? What are you expecting to see from these two teams on Numbani?
I've said multiple times that bunker would be the play to go, but Gravity keeps proving me wrong. They're really into the Soldier Mercy combo as well as the Genji EMP blade. And so on Numbani, I think we'll get a little bit of taste of true dive for the first point and second point for both teams. And the third point, you might see goats. I'm switching the map as we speak. But yeah, I apologize for being gone. Doggy duties, quite literally. And so I had to go deal with that. And but I'm glad to be back. I'm glad I didn't have to miss all the actions. We are going to a Numbani here.
You're back just in time, is what you are. So it's going to be. This is an exciting map. It really. Gravity has to be feeling a ton of pressure, but I don't know if there's two players that thrive more under pressure than Velzen and Orsted. I think that's something we can all agree on. Am I correct there?
Yeah, I think you're hitting the nail on the head. 100% hitting the nail on the head.
Yeah, so we will see what happens here on Numbani, guys. Map 6. I just feel like we're gonna see a map 7. I don't know why. It's been the same way all season, guys. Mm-hmm. What is a Tranquility Community playoff match without a map 7? Am I wrong?
Especially with the finals here, this is how we got to do it. Otaku has not played only 6 maps. They played 7 the whole way.
We've seen both teams saying no to subs, so no changes from either team. And I think both are feeling comfortable and confident with what they have right now going into Bonnie. I don't blame them. Both teams looking pretty solid here. Now, I have to say right now, guys, we're up to 80 viewers, and I can't appreciate the viewership enough. You guys are awesome. We really appreciate you guys all season for what you guys are for the Tranquility community members who have been or are here. We appreciate you guys being here. You guys have been awesome all season. For those of you who are fresh to our stream, fresh to our brand, we appreciate you tuning in as well. If you're looking for more information about the Tranquility community, you can type !Tranquility in the chat, or you can also check out our Discord, our Twitter, our website, and our YouTube channel, which is all located in the stream info below the stream window here. You can check the information out there, guys. We would love for you to be a part of the future Tranquility community moving into Season 3.
We're recruiting already, I see. Season 3 is going to be huge.
Season 3 is going to be insane.
We're expanding from 16 teams to 24, so ranks all the way from gold up to masters. So we'll need anybody and everybody who wants to come in. We're looking for coaches. We're looking for casters. We're looking for anybody who wants to come in and participate in a community that truly supports each other. We all play on different teams, but we all do what we can to help each other succeed. It's a fantastic community to be a part of.
Definitely. Look forward to Season 3.
We're at 85 viewers already, guys. 15 more until we get to 100.
Yep.
And so,
100 was the goal going in. I wouldn't mind if we got 100. Spam. Tell your friends, tell your wife, tell your husbands. I don't care who you tell. Get them checking out Tranquility Community. Yes.
So looking at this comp right now, this is a bit strange coming out. I'm pretty sure that Gravity might be memeing here, but on the side of Otaku, you are seeing the classic dive with Smugs on the Soldier. Sif on the Sombra. Interesting.
We're looking like a triple. Oh no, Dimtree sweat. I thought we were gonna see the Dimtree Doomtree.
The Doomtree?
The Doomtree.
Oh boy. So Sif is. If you're watching Sif right now, he's actually already in the back line of Otaku trying to charge up that ult. He does put some damage into NPC. Unfortunately, not able to get a ton in, but he's actually still hanging out back there. He's putting a lot of damage to NPC actually. And he's going to be halfway to his EMP already. That's actually massive. So really good play there from Sif, charging up a ton of EMP early. Right now, Gravity does try to take that high ground away, putting some pressure onto Yojak. They drop back down. Yojak does take a biotic grenade, but he's not really anybody there to take advantage of that. And right now, both teams just kind of trading out. Nobody really taking any significant damage here. Nobody really pushing out, but Yojak does dip low. Has to drive back. We'll see if Gravity tries to capitalize here. Right now,
Smugs already has his ult.
Huge damage coming in. And Velzen with the Nano Blade, though, he immediately goes after Hybrid. It's a great play. He goes after Smugs, takes him down. Velzen is incredible on that Genji. Insane play from Velzen. The same Genji play we've seen all season from him. Just completely dominant DPS.
Yo, this is a fantastic display of Velzen and what he's able to do. You know, even Season 1, Tranquility, they talked about Orsted a lot. But this season's been all about Velzen. It's been the Velzen show so far this match.
And his hero flexibility is a huge part of why Gravity is so successful. He's able to rotate to so many DPS heroes and be absolutely oppressive on them. And right now, we're seeing that same oppressive nature on that Genji. And I don't know if there's a better Genji in the whole community than him. I really don't see it. So right now, continuing to see what we're both teams kind of feeling each other out. We're on this first point. We see a Valkyrie pop in from Flufflepuffs as they're trying to get aggressive here, but they do end up peeling back. You see an EMP coming from Sif. They're actually still going to dive in off this, and they do get two, Velzen and Rush, going down early. Sif does go down, but does look like they're going to get the res off. Yes, they do. And Otaku is able to hold off for just a moment here, delay out point 2 just a little bit longer.
You know, I have a feeling they're going to want that Valkyrie back.
Yep. I feel like that was a little bit early on the Valkyrie there. I'm not sure if there's a miscommunication. They don't have any support ults now. What they really need is Smugs to come up big with a great Deadeye. And if Smugs gets a big Deadeye, it's going to be all over. We see a bomb come in with the EMP follow-up. NPC gets one, but Velzen picks up both of Puffs as well. This looks like a situation where we're going to see Gravity be able to push this card to point 2 without really any further resistance.
Yeah, and again, maybe I missed it, but I don't know if Dimtre needed to pop his ult at that point. The fight was over. The fight was won. He probably could have saved that for maybe a little closer to here at the recontest to push him off to try to secure the point, but it seems that
Sif
they're
gonna
giving
go
it up
for
anyway.
Sif gets spotted out by X-Rush there, and I'm not sure if Sif was just looking to try to sneak in and do a late test, but he does get spotted out. High Noon in from Smugs, peeking around the corner. He does not connect with anyone there, and right now Otaku sees Sif is way behind and not really able to do anything to help the team. It looks like Gravity is staying really aggressive right now.
You know, Sif is almost up to his another EMP here. Look out for an EMP bomb.
Oh, Yojak gets roasted. That's huge. Oh, Yojak uses his ult though. That might not be necessary. He's diving in really deep here. And Gravity's just already committed to a reset here. They're not popping anything else. They already know they've lost this fight. So good discipline from Gravity, and now they have a Nano Blade. And look what else is about to come around the corner. Is that EMP.
Yeah, it's going to be the matter of which ult gets off first, because we're going to look for an EMP bomb on the side of Otaku and an EMP Nano Blade on the side of Gravity.
So there's the bomb coming in from Otaku. EMP follow-up, and Dimtree had nowhere to go. So Gravity does get taken out initially here, but they only get one. They haven't shut it down. They're actually diving in off this. EMP Nano Blade coming in. Velzen going in deep, takes out one, takes out two, three. Velzen, incredible Genji play again.
That is a high individual effort. Holy hell.
And another one on the very end. Velzen just putting freaking Gravity on his back right now. Incredible play from Velzen. He is not wanting to end this season now. He wants this map 7. Oh, High Noon coming in from Smugs. Let's take out Dimtree. I don't believe that Gravity is going to be able to finish this one off. Nope, not yet. Gonna make them earn it here. Smugs does get taken out by Orsted at the very end. Orsted is getting close to another EMP. He does get hacked out by Sif, and he is taken down. So right now, Otaku barely able to stabilize just a little bit longer. Gravity, they have that bomb. They're building towards that EMP. Might just get aggressive here and try to bomb early and try to take this cart. But it looks like they are being a little bit more conservative right now, just kind of waiting for Orsted, it looks like, to get that EMP off. Don't blame them. They have a lot of time to work with. 2 minutes, 28 seconds. They could probably get 2 more EMPs and 2 more blades, especially the way Velzen's playing. 2 more blades.
Flufflepuffs has to play incredibly
Oh, NPC gets Yojak, and they still commit the EMP. I gotta feel like that's a mistake. I don't think they're going to be able to take this one down. Gravity's just giving them a little bit of space, and Fluffle's getting really deep. But they do get Orsted, and that actually is going to be enough to stop Gravity. So that EMP did end up panning out okay, and they now have 3 ults on their side. But if we look over at Otaku, or if we look at Gravity, they have the EMP, and they're going to have the Nano Blade in just a second.
You know, Fluffle's going to have to play incredibly conservative. He has to stay out of the way. They need his ult to save them. If he's playing too aggressively, he's going to get caught up.
100%. 5 ults for Gravity right now. NPC is hacked. He's taken very low, and Smugs is taken down by Dimtree. We see Yojak trying to get really deep into the back line there, and the hack comes in, or the EMP comes in, catches almost all of Otaku. The Nano Blade comes in as well. The bomb is poured in from NPC. They're popping everything. They want this cart now. High Noon in from Smugs. Not able to get anything. He's taken down as well. It looks like right now it's all over, but the crying folks from Otaku. Gravity is not ready to go down there. Not going down without a fight, folks. Oh, I spoke too soon. There's the EMP. That could be enough to isolate this out. Yeah, NPC is going to be very low, and Sif is taken down from Orsted, though. Smugs comes in on the Doom. Oh, and they do get pushed off the point.
Now that was a really good play. Really, really good play. They popped a lot of ults there. I feel like NPC maybe wanted his bomb back a little early. I feel like it was a little unnecessary. He could use that to zone the end, but in the end they won that, so we'll give it to him.
Absolutely. It panned out. I mean, I feel like it was, they poured in everything all at once. Otaku saw an opportunity, and Smugs came in on that Doomfist, and they almost took that fight back. I was stunned by it, if I'm being perfectly honest with you. I did not expect to see that.
Absolutely not.
So big ups to Otaku there for almost pulling that out. But Gravity got the job done. They needed to get that cart pushed. They knew it. They want this map 7. They are hungry, and they are not ready to be defeated here. Kingdom, tell me what you saw of that map.
If you're on the side of Otaku, you got to be feeling good. With only 56 seconds remaining on the clock for Gravity, they held first point very well without the need of really too many ults when it came down to it. But as soon as that Orsted Velzen combo really came online with the EMP Nano Blade, things got really bad for Otaku. They started, I think Smugs did a really good job on the McCree, though in the end he did get caught overextended and fell early when he did have Deadeye available. And that seemed to be a huge mistake on the side. So I think Otaku needs to play it, make sure they keep it at their pace, as I said before, and Otaku could possibly end this right now, or this map. As long as they play their pace, I think they're in good hands. Allstate, you're in good hands.
Oh, nice. All right. Coming up here, we see Otaku going with that. Ooh, there. What are they bringing back out, guys? They brought back
a Pharaoh.
I see the Far Mercy, and with Gravity, we called it out earlier, and we're seeing it now. It's that Torbjorn Bastion bunker. So they're going to really, really try to pull this out. And Smug's going to have a hard time because of the really rough angles to attack this bunker. Velzen gets Sif. That's going to stop this one right now. Unless somehow Smugs is able to get a significant boop or anything like that off of that high ground. That concussive blast, it's going to be tough. I don't know if the Pharah is going to be the choice here. And we actually do see, it looks like Otaku is going back to spawn. They are making changes, going to a cyber dive. Can't blame them. What do you think?
You know, you can't at this point. Really, he's going to have a hard time getting a lot of value. There's too many angles. There's too many long sight lines for Air to really take advantage of. So I like the call. I think it's smart.
I think it's the right play. Smugs is just kind of just chilling on the point. Oh, and Velzen punishes him. Perhaps a little too much hubris from Smugs there, thinking he could get away from that. I don't know if he forgot about Velzen or what, but that can't have been the play.
I mean, how do you forget about Velzen?
I don't know. It seems like a mistake. Sif right now has been spotted out, trying to get some hacks in on the back line. He's not really able to. He is charging up that EMP, and that's going to be a critical piece, but Smugs is way behind on his blade. So their follow-up to the EMP is a little weak right now until they get that blade up. Smugs goes in, and they're trying to dive in. They do have an Immortality Field up in great position, and Orsted is just carving through them. Right now, Sif does get NPC, though. That is actually a pretty significant kill. So now NPC's got to hurry back as quickly as possible here. If they can get a quick... Oh, and there's the res. I lied. Everything is fine for Gravity. Gravity is fine.
Calculated.
Gravity is fine. Gravity is fine.
That's why you play the Mercy in this comp. You lose one piece, you can still bring it back up, and especially within a reset, the amount of time you need to take to get back to this position is really detrimental.
Absolutely.
So Blade coming up.
We do see the blade coming up here from Smugs. That's going to be a critical thing here. EMP in. Here comes the blade from Smugs. They get Orsted immediately. The lamp is up for Gravity, though, and they haven't taken it out yet. There it goes. Rush is taken down next, but they do get the res onto Orsted. If Orsted is able to get going here with that tank ult, they could take this one back. 2 kills,
Oh,
3
man.
kills. Orsted comes up huge with that play. And honestly, unsung hero here is Ike. Ike pulling out that clutch res on that one. And Belzen as well. They poured everything into that point. And honestly, I don't know if there's anything left that Otaku can do. Gravity
But I
is
think at this point,
such a pretty good
Velzen
spot.
is doing such a good job with his positioning right now. They have to choose either Velzen or the bunker, and Velzen's getting enough damage there. They're losing him. They're completely losing track of where he's at right now. That was their success in the last matches when they're won. They're losing track of Velzen, and that is a major mistake.
We see Dimtree doing a great job of keeping that hallway clear, not letting Sif get in for a free hack. We see them diving in right now. Yojak is taken out immediately. The window pops out, and right now Dimtree is demet, but only real significant damage coming in. Smugs is up on the high ground. They're not able to get anything. They do have an EMP though. They have 4 ults. 4 ults from Otaku, 5 ults from Otaku now actually. Guys, they have a lot of opportunities here. They're not quite done, but they need to get going now. For Velzen and Orsted and Gravity, it comes down to how well they can handle this. How well they can handle this ult barrage. Here comes the bomb. EMP to follow. There it is. They broke the bunker. Ike goes in for the res, and he's not able to get it off. Exactly what Otaku needed.
Really, really good execution there. They knew what they needed to do. They didn't panic. They executed their game plan, and they were able to take this one.
Really, really good job from Otaku there, staying patient, not letting the situation get ahead, not getting too far ahead of the situation. They are not done yet. They have a tough road ahead of them, but they can certainly do it.
And looking at it, they still have, a trance, they have a blade, and they also have monkey ult at this point. They're sitting really, really nice position to snowball the second point.
Absolutely. I don't think they're gonna have a hard time right now sitting with this ult economy they have. Sif right now is trying to build up another EMP as quickly as he can. He's already halfway there. Orsted has switched over to a Sombra of his own, and Velzen is on the Genji. But one thing that's got to be hurting right now for Gravity is the fact that they're running a Vine with this comp. They do not have a really great dive follow-up, or a really great dive situation. And I think they might have made that change because Dimtree is riding on that blade on that bomb right now. Velzen is working on charging up that. We see a bomb come in from Dimtree, not able to connect with anything. He remexes. We see the biotic grenade come in on both tanks. NPC is very low. Smugs comes in with a blade, picks up one. Fluffle's taking out NPC as well. Smugs is cleaning him up right now. Smugs, the MVP, he's putting the Otaku on his back as well. He's MVP of Season 2 for a reason, folks. Great play all around there from Otaku. They take point 2 comfortably.
You know, it's not a big surprise here. Point 2 is one of those ones that it's pretty hard to defend, especially when you get steamrolled off of a bunker comp. You almost expect it, but you look at what Gravity has coming into this next point. They have their blade, they have their EMP. It's on Flufflepuffs to...
Absolutely. Orsted with the EMP, and the blade comes in. He takes out Hybrid right away. Fluffle 2. There's nothing left that they have to counter. No healers left. Velzen has already shut down the team. Really good EMP and blade. They did not have to put nano. They still have nano, and they're gonna have a shatter for the next fight as well. For Otaku, they're gonna have 4 ults, probably 5 as the fight carries on here with Yojak. Probably going to have that primal rage if needed. Fluffle is taken out very late though by Orsted. That's actually a pretty massive kill.
You know, twice I've seen Flufflepuffs need to be in a position where he's playing more defensively, playing more conservatively, and he's getting caught out.
Takes out Smugs. That's huge. Otaku is, I don't know if they're out of sorts or what, but they're just not connecting right now. They need to settle down. They need to identify Orsted, who's just really punishing them repeatedly. He's in position right now to potentially take out Smugs again. Right now, he's choosing to play it slow. They have the bomb coming in. EMP coming up from behind. Big 3K from Klopsy.
That's exactly what they needed.
And Hybrid decided he was done getting picked on by Orsted. He takes out Orsted. Right now, Otaku is in line. They're going to be pushing this one down. They're rounding the final corner to the final point. See Gravity being patient. They're waiting for their opportunity, waiting to come out and contest at the last second. They put the nano on the NPC, who is charging into the point. You big balls, beautiful bastard. There you go, buddy. You take out the shatter. He takes out a Hybrid with that one. He's going to be able to stabilize the point. And it looks... Ooh, Gravity's taken very low. Oh, the sound barrier is going to be enough to slow them down here. And it looks like Gravity is going to take this fight here. Otaku is in a position though. They do have the EMP. I'm sorry, they do have the Nano Blade and and a Transcendence to be able to get the point. So they are certainly not done. What do you think?
This is gonna be who's able to get their EMP blade off first. We have Flufflepuff sitting on his trance since the first point. It's gone completely stale. If he doesn't play in a more defensive position, this is going to be all Gravity right now. If Flufflepuffs is able to sit in a safer spot and save his trance to save this fight, it's going to be okay.
This really comes down to if Fluffle can stay out of this EMP, I think Otaku can win it. There comes the blade. The EMP comes out. It does
Beautiful play by Flufflepuffs. Beautiful play.
And Smugs right now is taking out the entirety of Gravity. I don't think Gravity's going to be able to stop this. It's going to be an overtime. Gravity is going to have to try to contest. They're not going to be able to get there. Otaku takes the point in overtime. And Gravity was under 1 minute, so Otaku is going to get a minute's worth of time here, guys. So we are going to see potentially a draw here on Numbani, which would be something. It puts us in a situation where, guys, we might see map 8. I'm not gonna. I don't know if anybody here can handle that. What do you, Kingdom? What did you see there, man?
I saw Fluffle basically saving their season with that Q right there. I mean, Fluffle, they knew the play. Fluffle was ready to go, and Fluffle saved everybody. So hats off to the support line, which I think has been undervalued. I mean, Hybrid and Fluffle Pixel Rocket, I mean, they've been hitting the fattest on-nades all night. Go back to Eichenwald. Go back to any situation where a fight could be won or lost depending on what abilities you use. Hybrid and company have been popping off when it comes to good nades. Now, some of the EMP, or excuse me, nanos have been questionable at times, especially early on in the series. But no, never the nades. Nades have been popping off, and I think that's right now is what it has Otaku at advantage is their supports.
What's
we
going
have
on
an
here?
AFK player on Spawn.
That's
You don't need to take a pause. That's their mercy. That's really bad.
That's what's going on here, guys. Oh, he's finally coming out. I don't know what's going on with Ike there. That's potentially very bad. They need to get somebody back to them really quick.
No, they have time. He has it was the mercy. If anyone else, it'd be bad.
Oh,
Oh no!
Oh, get up there. Get up there, Ike. Don't let it. Not this way. Not this way, Ike. Okay, their big dive comes in. They do. Oh, but Orson's taken out. Are they going to be able to get a res off? They do. They do get the res, and Klopsy is demeched. Did they get the point? They did not get a tick on the point. Dimtree did get down in time. Right now, it comes down to who can get the crucial picks here. Yojak is taken down. Right now, they got to keep a presence on the point to prevent them from taking a tick, and they are. It looks like Otaku is being taken out slowly but surely here. It doesn't look like they're going to be able to get a second attack here. It looks like only 15 seconds left. They're just kind of drawing them out. You see NPC drop down to the point, and it doesn't. No, Otaku did not get a tick there.
Once again, that was Velzen untouched the entire team fight.
And if you look over at Orsted, he also has that tankle. So we see Yojak does get in, Fluffle does get in as well. He's trying to hold off.
Smugs will have a blade. We'll see if he can do anything with it.
He's not going to be able to get back to point. Oh, no, he does. They do get back to point. Smugs is up on the high ground. He's just gets... So, Gravity puts this thing into overtime. Gives up no progress on point A. So Gravity is now in a critical position here. They need, well, they can't. They're okay with a draw, but really they want to win this one. There's no question about it. So there could, in theory, be a map 8 here potentially, depending on the results of this map, guys. So stay tuned. We are by no means done, folks. It's going to be exciting. Kingdom, did anything catch you off guard there?
I mean, I was messaging Doug about this earlier on. From the start, Otaku made it a priority. They need to keep both Orsted and Velzen in check, know where they are 100% of the time. And for the past, basically the first Numbani defense as well as this one, Velzen, no one's even looking at him. I don't even think his turret took any damage. Velzen killed like 2 or 3 with just a turret on his own. He was just chilling. No one's going after him. It's a good time to be Velzen right now.
Absolutely. So again, we're checking this out now. We see looks like Otaku on defense. They're coming out with a dive defense with the Pharmacy. How do you feel about that choice here, Thug? Kingdom too. Actually, look at Kingdom first. Kingdom, what do you think?
I think it's good. I think it's going to force the attacking team to switch to a hit scan and have a hard time running the Somber dive into Afara, really.
And we
Actually,
see
the Somber Genji dive.
if you're looking at Gravity's comp right now too, you're seeing the fact that they are not prepared for a Far Mercy right now. So that could honestly be critical for them. We'll see if maybe Orsted sneaks out to get a quick scout out before they get too
The
far.
number one thing is Otaku does not have any defensive ults.
That is true. If they can charge up ults quick enough, I think Gravity has this one in the bag. NPC gets an early hack from Sif, who is just being who has really been a nuisance to the Gravity backline all game, and he's already 30%
being a bully.
Absolute bully, toxic. So again, they now see that it's dive. They see the Far Mercy. See how Gravity attempts to attack this here. Flopsy does fly across to threaten Dimtree. Dimtree is down to half and hacked. He's in a rough spot. Lots of damage being poured in from Smugs. He's already halfway to his ult. Velzen is hacked. Dimtree right now is, again, getting a lot of damage put into him. He is dipping low. Ike is already almost to a nano, by the way. That could be huge. If they can get an early nano here, and Sif is taken very low, but he does get healed up again.
At this point, Ike's going to have to use that nano early. You cannot wait for the blade. It's halfway there. You got to put it on. You got to put it on Dimtree right now and try to get a lot of that.
Oh, and Orsted is taken down. That's huge. Otaku is controlling the pace here, and that's everything right now. Gravity is not putting any. They're not taking control of this, and it's hurting them. They had an opportunity there where they could have taken the map just off the back of that nano, and they did not. And honestly, I have to think that's going to be something they regret later. We'll see if Gravity can.
Nano barrage here.
We do see Orsted sneaking around the backside right now. They are searching for him. Hybrid is keeping an eye out for Orsted. Orsted is on the points.
Oh, huge sleep!
Huge sleep comes out. That is massive play right there. And Gravity, and the EMP does come in onto Gravity. Here comes, Smugs is taken down. But they don't have an Ana anymore. And the res comes in. The EMP comes in from Orsted as well. We'll see if basically on the backs of whether or not Velzen can get that blade. He does not get anything else from that blade. They need to pop off right now. We see Dimtree on that ult, or with that primal. Velzen is taken down. It's just Dimtree and NPC. Can NPC hit a huge bomb? He cannot. He gets back in the bomb though. There's Orsted, and we see a res coming in. Res gets out to Velzen. That's huge. If Velzen can pop off here, it is certainly not over for Gravity. Yojak takes out Dimtree though. Incredible action coming from both teams. Flopsy with the big Diva Bomb, catches nothing. Gravity is able to re-defend. What a fight here, folks. Velzen is trying to take control. Oh, but 3 from Otaku.
This seems to be falling away. Big job by Hybrid there.
Absolute control taken again, and we have a draw, folks. We move to map 7.
Wow. That was an absolutely incredible job.
You dictate the pace, you win. I mean, it's easy as that. Otaku dictates the pace, they win. That's all they need to do is be able to dictate the pace. And Orsted and company, they need to understand that when the pace is not in their favor, they need to change something up. They need to become more aggressive and make this into their pace game, because Gravity right now looks like they're lost on that attack.
100%, without question. Guys, we're in a situation now where we're going to go to map 7, which is Ilios. And if Ilios goes the way of Gravity, we go to an unprecedented map 8. I don't know if my fragile psyche can handle this.
Would you want it any other way, Getty?
I wouldn't want it any other way, man. This has been way
Poetic
too
justice.
good.
Poetic justice, say the least.
So we're going to Ilios next. Kingdom, can I get some analysis from you? Or Thug, actually, let's get the numbers from you on Ilios.
At this point, going into the regular season, this is Otaku's map, and it's not a surprise. It's a big Pharah map. They're 3-0 during the regular season. They're 1-0 in the playoffs. Gravity, on the other hand, is 1-2. If I'm going just based on stats alone, I'm looking at a big map for Smugs right now. He's going to show off on his Pharah. There's several places where a dive Pharah works really, really well. So watch out to that on both Ruins and on Well.
Guys, I'm sorry, go on, Kingdom.
Oh, no problem. I mean, the maps where far is beneficial is basically all 3. And I'm just excited to see what Smugs is going to do, but how is Gravity going to try to contest?
I can't believe we're going to map. I can't believe we're going to map 7 here, guys, and the fact that we might have a map 8. I'm hopeful we get it, and I want it so bad just because it would be incredible. But Ilios is the play here. I don't know if we're going to see any significant subs from either team. They seem to be pretty confident in the squads they're rolling out with right now. Yeah. Is there anything in particular you would change up from either team here?
As far as personnel,
Yeah.
no, I would stick with these teams right now. These are the teams that seem to be clicking the most. These are the players they seem to be clicking the most. I would roll with this, and let's let it happen, man.
They are bringing in Klopsy here. They are bringing in Panda for Klopsy. That is one difference we are seeing currently. What do you think of that change? Klopsy's honestly had a really good game on the Diva, I think.
He's played really, really well. I may see Panda. I'm not sure. I haven't seen Klopsy play a lot of Hog, but I know Panda does play Hog. This may be strictly for that for Well. You get a lot more benefit when you run an Orisa Hog on Well.
That is true. That is something I could see. Also, Panda by no means is a slouch when it comes to the Diva, and I think Panda does play that Zarya at a high level. So I could see that being beneficial to Otaku here.
Correct. I think because like Klopsy, by far between the two, a better Diva player, but you get a little more flexibility in the off-tank role from Panda.
Right now, we're stepping into Ilios. Again, guys, we are the Overwatch Tranquility community. Welcome to viewers who are seeing us for the first time. We are a community that is made of teams that are plat average teams for this season. Teams were a 2650 average cap with players from 2,000 to 3,500 in SR range, and it has been a heck of a season getting here. A 16-week season for the teams in the community, 15 teams played through the whole season, and then a 10-team single elimination playoff has brought us to this point here where our second seed Gravity is up against our second seed Otaku is up against our fourth seed Gravity. And it's been an amazing season getting to this point, and I know all of us here are thankful for how amazing this season has been. And for those of you who are watching now who are looking for perhaps a little bit more information about Tranquility Community moving forward, you can find that information down below the stream. Check out our YouTube channel, our Twitter. All of the information down there, and our Discord link is there as well. Feel free to join our Discord. We'd love to have you on for season 3.
And something we haven't seen all night tonight is the Orsted versus Smug's Widow duel, which I'm excited to see right now.
I am so excited.
To say these two players aren't top class Widow makers, this is a joke. I mean, that Smug sticks out Orsted right here early. You do get the res off, but interesting to see this matchup.
Smugs takes the early lead on this one. He takes him again. Smugs.
Look how well Otaku is currently controlling the pace and the map control right now. NPC still playing that Reinhardt of the map, and Otaku playing a comfortable dive. And right now, I think that Otaku is in their element.
I think this is Otaku's map where they can control the pace the most, and I think we're going to see them in a situation here where they will be controlling the pace. See a hack coming on Velzen, who dips very low. Smugs has already popped the sights, the infra sights, and honestly, Gravity is they're sitting still right now, and they're getting punished for it. Orised needs to get a pick on the Smugs, and with Smugs having the sights, I don't know if he can.
At this point, if you can't get it, he's going to have to swap. They're going to have to swap to a Ghost or something else to kind of break through this.
Ooh, Yojak gets NPC again. It's just not panning out for them right now. They tried with the visor. The visor absolutely no value. And just, again, Otaku is absolutely controlling his pace. But Orsted finally gets Smugs down. Yojak dives in onto Orsted and does take out Plus does take out Velzen. Nothing else new developing.
Damn tree is extremely low.
Yojak does go down. There's an opportunity here if they can get in quick for Gravity, but they're waiting. They're going really slow right now, kind of plotting their way through this. I don't know. Orsted takes Hybrid though. That's good. That should be enough here. The Nano comes in on the NPC. Smugs does get rushed, so they're down a healer, but I think there's just too many people down for Otaku right now. Yojak pops his ult, and Spufflepuffs does too. They're going all in on this one still, and Smugs takes out Velzen. Oh my goodness. Otaku is turning this one around. By taking this one back from the dead. I am outright stun.
I'm fine.
Um,
Hello there.
I cannot believe Otaku held that out.
You know, I look at it, and Smug's got in a good position. He was uncontested, sitting on the high ground, able to take his pickings.
No
Right
one
now,
can hide from my
Gravity looks a little
sight.
lost. If anything, they look incredibly lost.
And an EMP comes in. They did grab, so they're not going to be able to get a ton of value, but it doesn't matter. Nobody's able to get to the point. Wow.
Nope. Yeah.
A dominant performance for Otaku.
You know, I'm looking at Smugs v Orsted. Widow battle went very, very one-sided. I don't think Gravity expected that. I think Gravity's expected a Pharah there and try to use Orsted because they were pocketing them the whole time. And then when they saw without the Pharah, they had too much invested into that. It was a 2v1 battle that Smugs was winning every time.
Kingdom, what are you seeing?
I'm seeing utter domination, as you said. Otaku really taking it home right here. This is the map. This whole map set is exactly what Otaku wanted from the get-go. This is completely their style. But as long as I know I've said it a million times, but as long as they continue dictating the pace, they're going to be in a good place. They're going to be in a good mental place.
We do see the dive coming in now from both teams. Dimtree switched over to that monkey. I think it's the way they need to go. NPC is playing just fine on that diva, and I think it's the way they need to run this one from now on if they want to take us back. It's game point for Otaku. They're one map. Oh, Orsted. Oh no, Orsted. Oh, you hate.
Yeah,
to see
there's a
that.
cliff there, bud. There's a cliff. You gotta
Not like this.
It looks like he took himself out with his micro rockets. And Otaku is going to be in premium position here. They're going to have the positioning advantage. They're diving up onto Orsted on the high ground. Belzen does take Smugs, though, and that's a big kill. They lost a lot of their damage right now, and Belzen is continuing to put in damage and doesn't even look like they're going to be able to get the point. Good work there by Belzen. He took control of that situation, did not let it get out of hand. Even after Orsted had that little blunder, it didn't end up mattering.
They absolutely had to capitalize on that kill, and I'm glad they were able to capitalize on the air superiority at this point, and Velzen should be able to maintain this with a little better cover.
All right, continuing to watch both teams here. Man, we're seeing again the Spar Mercy coming in from both teams. Velzen right now has a slight advantage on Smugs with the ult economy. Fluffle is dipping extremely low. He's not taken down, however. There's X-Rush is kind of standing alone on the point, though. There's a potential dive opportunity, but Orsted gets sick, and that actually should probably be enough right now. Yojak gets booped off the point, or booped off the cliff by Yojak, or Dimtree boops Yojak off the point, pardon me. And Gravity just continuing to dominate right now. If you look at Gravity, at 5 ults.
It was a really good counter dive. Yojak's been going in a lot this map here. Panda's not been with him. Yojak jumps on top of the point, and both tanks collapse on him. It was a really, really great counter dive.
All right. So right now, Gravity's in a prime position right now. They're going to have 6 ults coming in here. Otaku needs to come up with a big play here. They're going to be relying a lot on Sif on an EMP. But Sif is taken out of the fight, and he's dead. And that's massive. They've already put them into one fight territory. You see Belzen popping the ult from the sky. Not able to get any kills off it, but he is nanoed, so he is putting a ton of damage into Fluffle Pumps right now.
We get a counter Val. Oh,
And
wow.
Orsted though, with that, with the nano or with the visor, it's just gonna be too much. Otaku not able to put in enough damage. They did get the MP off from Sif. He does get a few. He takes out Belzen and Dimtree. A bomb comes in from NPC, takes out nothing. Too high, and it does look like Otaku is going to be able to turn this one.
A little bit of a misplay by NPC. You throw the bomb up from the air, but it blew up right at the precipice, a little bit too high.
Right now, Otaku is looking to draw this one out. They need a little bit longer here, and they can hold this thing out and take the Season 2 championship. They are that close. Putting a lot of damage right now. Smugs does have another barrage already. He's in a situation where he can win a fight with just a single click or single press of the Q. And he does get Orsted. So, I don't know if Gravity is going to continue to pressure in. They are. Doesn't look like they are. It looks like they're going to start falling back. Probably a wise choice. Yojak is putting a ton of damage into their team right now.
Sif is almost up to another EMP, or Smugs is very, very low, but he's going to be able to get out of there.
Good thing too. He's in not an ideal situation for that team right now. Orsted gets to pick out this. If they can get the res off, They do get the res off. Fluffle is low though. Their Otaku is trying to scramble to trip one back. Dimtree is in very deep. He does have his ult though, so he can live. Yojak is also in a very dire situation. EMP picks up 5 for Gravity, but Otaku is so low, I don't know if they're going to be able to capitalize on it. Ooh, Smugs right now though. Picks up Rush, that could be huge. Oh, but the visor from Orsted and Velzen popping the barrage as well. There you see bombs come out from both sides. Velzen is taken down. Right now, Gravity is in such a premium position. I don't know if anybody can contest. The OT hit. Sif is going to get there, but he's going to get taken down. The ball is coming from Panda. He's not even going to be able to touch the point, I don't think. Nope, not quite.
Close, really close.
Very close. Gravity is not done yet, folks.
You know, I'm going to give this one. Ike is doing a really, really great job on Mercy. He's getting off the reses when he needs to. He's playing it really, really safe at this point. But he's really enabling Velzen to pop off.
For Gravity right now, we are on well. Gravity desperately needs this one to force the final deciding map 8, which I didn't think I'd be saying tonight. And Otaku is trying to close it out here on match point.
Yeah, I mean, what's so crazy is that Orson and Velzen are playing so good right now, but we're not seeing as much from Sif as we like to. I think the Sombra was not the way to go in that comp.
So right now, both teams are pouring out. We do see both teams going with the Orisa, but we do see a small difference in Dimtree on that Diva instead of Panda on that Hog. Well, obviously, Hog has a lot of novelty on this point. If Panda hits his hooks, it's going to be tough for the side of Otaku to, with the side of Gravity, whether or not they can be able to pull this out. Right now, guys, it's looking like an interesting situation here. Smugs dips very low. Orset's putting a ton of damage into him. So Velzen doesn't look like they're going to be able to take him out. Both teams jockeying for the point. The Orisas right now spamming into each other's shields. Going to come down to maybe who can pick up a huge pull. Smugs picks up Orsted though, but Velzen gets hybrid. They have one healer now for right now for Otaku. They're in a situation right now where they need a res. They get the res, and NPC and Ike fall. Does look like Gravity is going to lose this point initially. Smugs with a very early barrage and is taken out. I'm not sure if that was the play, and it looks like Gravity is going to continue to hold off.
It was a good individual effort by Dimtree there to mitigate as much damage as he could.
And Dimtree does eat a hook and is taken down. It does look like Otaku is going to get the early hold here. Orsted is just trying to put in a little bit more damage, and he's taken down, but he does have a visor coming up now. We are just now receiving word. We just hit 100 viewers. Thanks everybody for tuning in. We are on potentially match point here for Otaku. They're one map win away from taking down this championship for season 2. But right now, Gravity is trying to answer back. Velzen has that barrage. Orset has that visor, and there's a nano coming from X-Rush too. He has 2 options he can hit with that nano. But NPC is taken out early. Sif gets 2 huge kills.
Massive job. This Torbjorn's really doing work against Otaku or against Gravity. They're not able to really take many angles that they're looking for, and it's kind of counteracting Velzen's fare on its own.
Incredible play from both teams right now. We're seeing all around here, guys. This is absolutely insane. But Otaku right now is in a premium position. They have 4 ults, going to have 6 ults here for this next engagement. We see a multi-core coming from Sif. They're isolating out that front choke. There's nothing they can do. Orset is flanking right now with that ult. He can get a big... Oh, Panda shuts it down! Huge play there. The bomb gets nothing. Velzen is trying to hit Sif with that barrage. That is actually pretty huge. Right now, if they can prevent Smugs from getting out of hand on that, he's not able to... Oh, he does get NPC at the very end of that. And he actually did... Oh, Otaku is in a premium spot right now, guys. They have 1 fight away, without question, from taking down this championship. Gravity needs to pull out a massive play here, and we see Gravity making some significant changes to their comp. We see a Monkey coming in, we see a Diva coming in, and they have 0 ults. They have nothing.
It's a desperation time at this point.
Orset and Velzen need to come up huge right now. We need big plays from the entire team. Flufflepuffs pops pops the Valkyrie. Panda has that whole hog. He could shut it down with that whole hog here without question. The whole hog is knocking them off the point. They have no presence on the point right now. Velzen does come down. We see Dead Tree coming in from the right side. He does go into. He gets hooked. He is taken down. Velzen is also taken down. Otaku has taken down 2. They are now four kills away from securing this map without question. Sif takes out Orsted. Otaku is in premium position. Nobody is on the point. NPC is coming in. He is taken low. He is knocked into the point. We see one person left. Ike is going for Desperation Res, and it's over.
There it is.
Otaku, their power level is over 9,000, folks. They have taken down Gravity, and they have won the Season 2 championship. Congratulations, Team Otaku. Amazing performance from you guys all season long, and you have taken down the Season 2 champion. You were the preseason champion. You were the #1 team for most of the season, and you are now Season 2 champion. Guys, what an amazing match from both teams. And Kingdom, what do you have to say here, man?
I have to say, all hail the new kings. All hail the new champions, Otaku. I mean, that last round was just Otaku using their ults better. I think Smugs was playing a lot more aggressive, playing in their backline, and no one could really stop with Smugs. Though he didn't get, massive ults, you see, he got enough done on the far edge to make Orisa at least live hell, and Yojak won the tank duel there because of.
Just absolutely incredible play from both teams all night. Amazing season for Gravity. Absolutely nothing to be ashamed of. You guys got here playing incredible Overwatch the whole way through. Certainly nothing to be ashamed of. I know Velzen and Orsted, they wanted their parting gift here to be a championship. You got to imagine there's definitely some heartbreak for that team. But let's talk about the good right now, and that is Otaku. That team has been through a hell of a season, and just Thug, what do you got to say here, man? I am borderline speechless.
I talk a lot, and at this point, I don't know if I have much to say. Great job by Otaku. Everyone showed up when they need to. I can't really point to anybody that stood out far and above. They each played their role at a very high level. Smugs did what he needed to do when he needed to do it. That support line did a fantastic job. And I want to say that last well, that was the reason they put Panda in. Panda did a great job on Hog. He was the X factor in that one. But Gravity, my goodness, that entire match was back and forth. The combination of Velzen, Ike, and Orsted with the EMP nanoblades was incredible. They should not be hanging their heads. That was a hell of a match. We went to a map 7, the map 3 within the map 7. GG's both sides. I'm very impressed. I'm very proud of both teams, and looking forward to kind of breaking this down and breathing afterwards.
Yeah, I know, right? It's been an amazing season, guys. There's no question about it. And getting to this point, what a excellent finals to really culminate what was a fantastic season 2. Again, for those of you just joining us for the first time, we are the Overwatch Tranquility community. If you're looking for more information about us, please check out our Discord, our Twitter, our YouTube channel. If you're interested in picking up any merch, our store is down below. You can pick up team logos or team logo shirts, bags, all sorts of fun stuff, guys. We've been excited to bring you this whole season. It has been an absolute blast for all of us as administrators, and I'm sure everybody's had an amazing time as well. So if you're interested in being a part of our community for season 3, which is just 2 months away, be sure to check out our Discord, folks. That being said here, guys, that's the end of season 2.
And what a season 2 it was.
What a season 2.
I mean, all the stories, all the memes, everything. And it all ends tonight, season 2 coming to a wrap. And, where would we be without the community? You guys have just been amazing. Nobody expected this from season 2. Just especially, being a player from season 1, I didn't expect shit to blow up like this. I mean, Cav, hats off, or everything to Cav, really. He did a great job with this, and all the admins and everyone. So thank you to everybody.
Now, this isn't the end. We do have our All-Star game next weekend.
Oh, yeah.
We'll see several of these players coming along, and we also have the Iris podcast again airing next Monday. We'll be wrapping these finals and putting a nice little bow on the season as it was, and again, talking about some stuff coming up here for season 3. So again, guys, I can't appreciate you all tuning in enough here. And I believe that is all we have. I don't believe anyone. Is that correct, Zuby? All right. Special shout out to our producer, Zuby. Amazing season for you, connecting or making these amazing productions you've put on for this community. Obviously, you are a community MVP without question. But that being said, I think we're about ready to wrap it up, boys.
I agree.
Yeah, I have nothing else. It was a great job. We hit peaking at 100 viewers for the finals match is a testament to the high quality of both teams. So great job to both of them. Looking forward to seeing what happens next season with these teams.
All right. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in. For myself, Kingdom, Thuggington, and Zuby, and everybody in the Tranquility community, thank you very much for tuning in. We will see you on the Iris on Monday, and more importantly, we will see you for Season 3. Thanks again, guys.
Yeah, it's our time to shine. Show that's the kind of state of mind you gotta combine with hard work and time. You gotta climb to the top. Don't let yourself drop till your heart stops. Let this beat rock. Got a new clock and a new stock for this new rock. Just let your mind loose from the new stock. Drunk off the goose, yeah. Thinking that I'm too pop. Getting caught with a few thoughts cause I'm too lost. Off the speakers can't even handle me. Giving what I got, nobody's gonna drain my energy. And I will never stop, I'm motivated by enemies. Setting up shop so everybody remember me. And no, I am not going through life regretfully. I'd rather work non-stop, what they call incessantly, than work some odd job just to live life pleasantly. Already got lost in my mind, not a fantasy. I'm getting with all forgotten souls, so stop, drop, and roll. You lost all control and pop off your ball. I got squat, I fold, I'm not bought, I'm sold. My stock rocks, it's gold. Hey, knock, knock, she holding shit, talk to close. I ain't stopping though, it's hip-hop, you know. Or is it rock and roll? I'm not dropping down, no, my pocket's grown. You can't stop the show, so get rockin' on. So let me break it all down for you. I ain't never giving up, I ain't never giving up. Taking that crown from you. I ain't worried about you, I ain't never. So let me break it all down.